popping off, boys.
Awesome. This is a pretty good session.
Wonderful.
A lot of RP.
Yes,
I think since after last session being a non-stop combat slog, we needed a rester.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I think honestly,
that I have-
Relty and Richard had the funniest conversation.
Yes.
I was laughing my ass off. I had to mute my mic.
We win,
Relty
Jokers. We win.
I don't know. Who had... I think me and Dizelle probably had the most serious conversation.
The most plot development goes to Hunter and Dazelle. The most relatable goes to Oryx and Agathar.
Pop off.
Like, not really relatable. Character build goes to Oryx and Agathar. Yeah.
Yeah, we had a good moment.
Mm-hmm.
We touched tips.
Yes. Then they docked. It's pretty
Okay.
crazy.
Okay.
I just get over the fucking chip of peanut butter core.
Dude, I'm amazed as to how far we went for the peanut butter's funeral.
Yeah,
I
Peanut Butter
was
diving
too.
into his 3-foot deep hole.
That fucking guy jumped
That
in the
big-
hole. That's amazing.
That's Oryx throwing his body into it.
I just love that, like, the moment we sat down in the cave, I was like, I didn't even like him.
I didn't even like.
You got in your corner, everyone's just sitting there quietly, and you just say, I didn't even like the guy.
I tortured a goblin because of him. Didn't even like him.
Oh,
God bless.
man.
It was funny shit.
That
This
was
is also,
that was
like,
a lot of fun.
This is a very funny session too.
I
but it
think
had
that
some
was
serious
the.
shit.
I think that was the first time I've ever had 3 enemies escape a combat.
It's wild.
Yeah.
That little fucker.
What-
I want to
what-
fucking. I want to find that.
You want to
fucking-
hunt him down and finish him? I know.
I want to fucking find him.
Hey, he's all yours, dude.
Not just because because he just didn't die.
Yeah.
Gonna getcha.
Yes,
I am so glad that I'm the one that's found that brass sword hill. Just because I know any other one of you all would have gave it to him.
Yep. That's probably true.
I've been like, oh, I don't even know what this thing is. Here, you can have it. I don't care.
Like he started describing it, and I'm like, do
I think
tell.
My favorite thing you did tonight, Hunter, was when you were torturing the goblin and Dazelle came through the smoke or the cloud, and
you
were,
nearly
like,
knocked his
stuck-
ass out.
Well, not that, but like the thing you said, like get back to your post.
Oh yeah,
That was
Back to
The
your
old- the old-
station.
the old
You
captain
speak when
came out.
spoken to, maggot.
This is my ship.
that
See,
was so cool because it told me a lot about
you-
your character.
I can't say you speak when spoken to. I can't say that.
Yeah.
Speak when spoken to, maggot.
Because this is
What?
meta, but I can't say that because none of my crew
I
had
know.
tongues to speak with.
God.
I know,
Oh my
but it's
goodness.
still funny. It's
God.
still funny.
Get
Dude.
back to your post.
That honestly was a really good line because it really tells like what's going on in your head.
Yeah, literally having like a fucking Vietnam flashback.
Yeah.
Vietnam flashbacks. I said that, and you were like, "Oh, damn, he is."
Yeah, he is. I'm gonna write something up, Tristan, so we have like a system for the future of like when I fucking go crazy.
I gotcha. I want
It'll
to.
be just like wisdom checks. You know.
While I'm on vacation, there's a handful of things I want to do. Or staycation. There's a handful of things I want to work on. I want to first work on my I want to get my animation out by my birthday, which is Wednesday next week. But I want to get my video out by then, and then I want to also do some work on a 1v1 mechanic. And I may even, like, after I'm done with that, I may even do one for spells, like a spell, like 2 wizards battling kind of thing, which I think that would just be kind of cool. Like, maybe it would be like, it would. I don't think it would just be counterspell. Like, maybe if you used a targeted spell, basically the idea around it would be you'd have 3 options: a targeted spell, fucking utility spell, or something, and you'd cast one of these spells. It would be an actual spell you'd know, but but if I casted a targeted spell and you casted a targeted spell at the same time, we would clash and then we could force that spell to go further by either using a spell slot that's a level higher or the same level spell slot. But
like
depending on what the opponent does, that could also affect who's winning the clash or not.
Yeah.
And if the clash goes on for 3 turns in a row, it would just explode and deal damage to both casters.
It's very like rock paper
Not
scissors,
damage,
but like
but
a chain element to it. I like
Yeah.
You
There's
can always
more
counter-
to
pull a
it,
counter
yeah.
spell.
You can. I learned that in Magic the Gathering. One
learned
day
that critical role is now very important.
when
I'm
when I
definitely
was when I was playing Magic once, I was doing this little tournament way back when I really cared about that shit. And I had this guy at 2 health left. And I go, I'm going to use shock. And he goes, oh, okay, and that's a spell that deals 2 damage to any target. And I targeted him. He goes, all right, I'm gonna dispel that. And I go, all right, I'm gonna dispel your dispel. And he goes, all right, I'm going to force of will your dispel. And I go, no, I'm gonna pact of negation your force of will. And it just went on. We went through our entire hand.
People going, well, actually, I'm going to do this. Actually, I'm going to do this.
For some reason, I had 1 burn spell and 6 counter spells, and he had 7 counter spells, so he won.
Fuck.
I was like, God damn it. It was so stupid.
Man, I just realized how sucky my wisdom is. I got a -1 on that shit.
You speak when spoken to.
I'm gonna be having a lot more break.
Oh, what's it called? Actually, yeah. So I did this. I'm doing this thing with Ryan and Eli with a Curse of Strahd playthrough. I already talked to Hunter about it. It's really just whenever I have time and the other players are free. Currently, I'm looking at running a session for Jesus and my friend Vic on like Friday or Saturday, maybe it wouldn't conflict with our D&D, maybe Sunday. Sunday would probably be better. But what's it called? The same goes for. I was telling Hunter that he could try and get a game with Richard if you guys wanted to try and do that. I've been balancing Curse of Strahd for 2 people or Tommy, but I don't know if Tommy will have the free time for it, considering he's going back to school as well.
I'm down with either.
Yeah, I'm good for it. Anytime you want.
All right. What's it called? If you guys yeah, I gotta do the. Prior to doing it, we would just have to sit down, make characters, and I have to do the tarot card reading for you guys.
Right.
And Ryan, I'm not going to give you any spoilers, but I wanted to say I've done tarot card readings for two other groups now besides you and Eli. I have one for Jesus and Vic, and I have one for my buddy Vlad and his friend Adriana. And you guys, your tarot card reading ended up being way, way simpler than theirs.
Really?
Jesus and Vic are like what you have to do to get the items that you need that make you level up is a lot easier than what Jesus and Vic have to do. And then what Vlad and Adriana do, this sucks because they're the most new of any players I've ran.
Right.
They have the hardest time getting their key items. I'm like, oh no, dude, it's so hard because it's completely random.
How many tarot cards are there?
I take a deck of cards and I separate it in a way, and then I have depending on. So the first 3 tarot cards I draw are from the numbered cards of a deck. So like hearts, spades, diamonds, clubs, 2 through 10. And so that's all and I think aces are taken out. I think so. No, aces are in here. That's right. But aces are for something else. But so each one of those cards has a different outcome for the first 3.
Right.
So it's 40 different outcomes for the first 3 of where they could be. And then the second the 4th card you use you draw from a deck that is just consistent of faced cards and jacks.
Right.
And if you get any of so that's for the first one. It is. Let me see. We've got queens, kings, jacks. There's times 4, 12, and then plus the plus two jokers.
16.
Yeah. Well, no, 14. Wait,
Yeah, isn't there a jack of every suite?
no, there's a jack of every suite. I meant to say joker. So you've
Oh.
got
Oh,
king,
yeah, that's
queen,
what I meant.
jack. You got king, queen, and jack, and there's one of each suite, but there's only 2 jokers.
Oh, it's only okay. Never mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, 14.
Yeah, so you've got 14 different options for the 4th card, and then the 5th card uses the same deck, but it's a different 14 options. And then
Okay,
some of
that
those
makes-
options, whenever you draw them, it's like you can either do this or this.
Right.
So there's even more options of randomness. And whenever that came up, I was like, hey, someone random, give me a number between 1 and 2. They were like, 2 or 1. And I was like, all right, got it.
Did they start in the murder house?
Yeah, I'm making everyone start in the death house.
Okay, it just things spawned.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Well, for their playthrough, it's probably going to be the same.
Okay. Yeah.
Just because it's their first playthrough, it saves me some time on prep for that stuff.
Yeah. Those still have
But-
the experience.
Yeah, if you guys ever play through the death house again, I will change some of the spawns
Yeah.
of enemies and things of that nature, just so that way it stays a little fresh. And Richard and Hunter, I would recommend that if you guys do want to do this, you make a somewhat balanced team.
Yeah, that's
Eli
really
and
what I
Ryan were able to do a lot, but I think you guys used your wit to get out of a lot of certain situations that could have killed one of you.
Yeah,
Are
absolutely.
we using we're using your point buy and stuff?
Yeah, my point by. The only difference is it's not XP. It's entirely milestone.
Okay.
Because if I did XP, you guys would not level up fast enough.
Right.
Because on average, a game of Curse of Strahd is supposed to take anywhere from 16 to 22 sessions, and that's level 1 through I think 12, which is quite fast. No, it's 1 through 10, which is still quite fast. And that's assuming you make it all the way through. I'm also making some NPCs for it, so that way there can be like side quests and stuff. I fleshed them out. They have a lot of actual story. I was telling my buddy Vlad about one just because she doesn't really like the character, not Vlad. She doesn't really spoil any of the other side quests narratives. She's just one of my favorites because she's actually like the way Curse of Strahd is set up is it's
Is the starting
A-
level? What's the starting level? Starting level 1.
level 1, yeah.
Okay.
For what's it called? For Death House.
All right, guys, I'm probably gonna log off for the night.
Hey, we're all still
Alright,
in here.
Tristan.
Yeah.
Eli's back. Tommy's leaving.
Or-
Tommy's leaving, Eli.
You guys
Oh,
have a
so we
call.
can pick
Oh.
up. So, what were you telling me, Tommy?
Oh yeah, Tommy, you might actually want to. Eli,
Alright,
you might want
I'll
to be
stick
here
around
for
for
what
it.
he was saying. Tommy, do you want me to talk about it or no?
What about
The artifact you were talking about.
Yeah, you can talk about it if you want. I don't care.
Okay, so
Mhm.
Tommy has this vision once in a while that is telling him that there's an artifact he's searching for. It's made of brass, and it's an old sun-looking artifact. And he was telling the players, we have to go to Felsidon. There's something there. We need to get it. It's going to be important.
Hmm.
And yeah,
Lo and behold, I whip out a piece of the artifact.
Lo and behold, I do too. Big.
And then, wait, you have one?
he does.
Oh my gosh!
What?
This is the
Oh
biggest plot twist of the
my.
night.
Question: do you give yours to him?
I don't know.
Because I fucking didn't. I threw it right back in my bag of holding.
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't know that I have it, so
I thought you whipped it out. I thought
no.
you
Absolutely
just
not.
said you whipped it out.
I didn't say it in Zeld's voice.
Oh, okay.
I
Fair.
whipped mine out and was like, looking for this.
Who
And
said
then,
that?
Yeah, something
Well,
along
he
those
did,
lines.
yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
And then I immediately threw it back in my bag of holding,
Oh,
I
he
just
certainly
got, like,
did.
taunting
Oh
him
my
about
God.
it.
That's hilarious.
I love that I have a piece of this fucking backstory just nonchalantly.
You don't know
'Cause
what I had to do.
Because I
get it-
grabbed.
Well, you
When
do
I
know, but-
found it, I was sitting there, and ever since I've been like, this is gonna be a useless piece of fucking thing that I'm gonna just have forever now. Like, I'm never gonna find the other pieces to this. It's gonna be useless. And now I know
Yeah.
it's important.
I still remember my friends dying in the place that I got this in. So
Oh, that's what. Oh.
Oh.
You weren't actually there, Hunter. Whenever they found it, I think you weren't. You might
No,
have
he
been.
wasn't.
I don't know.
He wasn't.
But everyone was heading out of this room, and they had to go past like this statue that was facing like outwards, and then the door that they were in was like behind the statue, was hidden away. Whenever they came out, they saw it was hidden behind the heel of the statue. I think they were like,
I solved it. I solved
Yeah.
the puzzle, so I picked it up.
yeah, that was it.
Interesting.
Hell yeah. This just got a whole lot more interesting.
Oh my gosh, that's crazy. And
No,
that was
I
me
de-
where it's like maybe one of the party members somebody has the third piece.
No, oh, I see. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting to think about. And I think it might be you, Richard.
Everyone empty the pockets right now.
Oh, Eli, if you want, you could. You don't necessarily have to do it on the game because I know you'd have to log in and everything. Can you give me like a perception check for whenever Marin pulled out his piece?
Yeah. Hold on.
Take your time. Whenever you pulled out your piece, I wanted Dizelle to get a perception check.
Perception?
Yeah, or I guess investigation, because your eyes would have been lighting up from the fact that fucking Tommy's talking about this item.
I got a 4.
Okay, never mind.
We have rolled. Thank fucking God it is not a combat session. We have rolled fucking abysmal today.
Hey, I did pretty
Oh,
good
I
in the
know.
beginning.
I got 16 on my painter supplies check.
I think
That
I
was a good
rolled-
roll.
I think I've rolled one roll. No, I rolled 3 rolls that were above 10. Good lord.
You want to know what my stepsister just sent me?
What?
PP.
No, not her PP. It's a tweet that says male birth control is free, and it's called having 2 monitors and a light up keyboard. And guess what I have? 2 monitors and a light up keyboard.
And friends that love you.
And how many babies do you have?
And I have no babies.
There you go.
There you go.
Baba
That
Boy.
you know of.
That is the
It doesn't
key
say-
term.
It doesn't say that I can't have sex, so there we are.
There you go.
You are now infertile. You are now
PP no work. Baba Boobies.
Hell yeah.
Papa boobies.
That week that you're talking about, Tristan, where we take off, we should do the Call of Cthulhu again.
I'd be down.
You're talking about
What-
not this
what week?
upcoming one, but the following one?
Okay.
Yeah, this upcoming one I'll do. I might see. I didn't realize Wednesday falls on my birthday, so I might do a session. I'm not certain. I did say it before.
Me want cake.
Yeah.
I mean, we
What
could
if
do.
I bring cake?
Yeah. What if I go buy you a cake?
If you buy me a cake, then I will be very happy, and I might have to run a session.
I'll stop by your house.
I'll swing.
I will buy a cake, and I will.
I'm
let's
just gonna
all-
get cakes. I'm
You're
just
gonna
gonna
get a
get
bunch of
cakes.
cake.
I'll
yeah.
buy a
only,
cake. And I'll eat it too.
I'll eat it too.
but only Publix cakes.
Please don't bring like. I would love to see you guys on my birthday. Please don't bring cakes. Don't bring me a bunch of cakes. I'll fucking be upset. Because
Come
I'll
on,
have to
dude.
eat
That's
them all.
That's so funny.
Tristan, when is your birthday?
The cake
again?
is.
I've known you
Wednesday.
for so long.
Wednesday.
Next
Yeah.
Wednesday.
That's Wednesday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Oh,
good.
it's 7 days from now.
You son of a bitch.
That's hilarious. Ooh, I get to use Dizelle to his full potential now.
Yes, you do. You don't have to hinder yourself anymore. Oh, by the way, guys, that one time when we were fighting and I had to take over Dizelle for a little while. And I was like, you guys were like, well, you better not die. And I was like, no, I know how to. I have a way out of here. You guys just have to go. It was because I was trying to get you guys to go away so I could do Misty Step.
Yep.
I was like, please go away, otherwise we're all gonna die.
Yarp.
Uh-oh, Monkey.
Who's posted monkey?
Hunter did. It's
Oh,
wonderful.
We love Monkey.
Monkey. He's like, I got it.
Looking for this.
Looking for this. He wasn't looking for that item. He was looking for something comparable.
Do you know what part I got, Tristan?
Yeah, it's in your journal. You're the only one that has it in your journal. You have the oxidized brass sun pommel.
Oh, you're the pommel.
The bomb.
Pommel. So, anyways, I started blast.
I used to have that, but I do not have it anymore.
You don't have the pommel?
No, I used to have that.
The Danny DeVito quote.
Yeah.
Hunter,
So anyway.
you have the hilt.
Yeah, I know I have that.
If you guys read those descriptions in the journal,
We just
you might notice something.
I just think it's funny, like, Marin and me are going to be in the back of the party, and I'm just going to pull up that, check this out.
Dude! Bro, what if we...
Here, let me pull you guys aside real quick.
Touch tips with him, okay?
Okay.
Let me pull you guys aside for just a second with it.
Hey, Tommy.
Yeah.
Gang's back together again. We were the ones that were hanging out with the after the well, everybody else was
Yeah.
doing stuff.
Vibing again once more.
Interesting. We had like multiple conversations this game about like we're gonna go east, we're gonna go west, and then we switch back and forth, just back and forth.
Yeah. Now we're back to where we started.
I like Arrowwood. Guru would be happy to stay in Arrowwood his whole life.
Yeah, like besides the very thinned out population from you know what, like yeah,
Oh gosh, they're rolling again.
indubitably.
Indubitably.
Oh, Richard, have you thought any more about your character for my potential campaign?
Too much. I mean, I've got the general backbone of it, and I don't think I'm going to add anything more to it. I have to come up with a name.
Because honestly, like from what you just told me, you don't have to do much else. I can do the rest for you.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking too. Is like because at this point, a lot of it is like fitting it into the community, into the thing. I mean, obviously, it's like or into the world, like fitting it into your world.
What you said, like what you gave me, is perfect. Like I couldn't ask for anything better, honestly.
Yeah, because it's like, I mean, the only other details I would want to like include are like the personal details, like because obviously if she's an old lady, she either has kids or doesn't have kids, has grandkids or doesn't have grandkids. You know what I mean? And a lot of that is going to be based on like where you stick her, where she originates, which I don't actually care where. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So once we nail those down, then the other details will come through.
Okay. Yeah. Sure. Yeah, we can do that whenever.
This past week has been wild. So.
Yeah, for sure. But that's gonna be awesome because I can send you bits and pieces of the future because you're a divination dude. That seems like such a fun idea to play with because that means I can foreshadow.
And it'll be really, really nice once I'm like higher levels and I have like actual like divination spells. Because I was looking at like the lower level divination spells, and it's really just like identify and stuff like that. But like when it's like higher level stuff, I can literally just like see the future.
Yeah,
or like ask yes or no questions, things like that. Which, I mean, any wizard could get those spells, but having it be part of the
what's nice with you is the portent ability. The portent ability is such a huge thing.
Yeah, but it's also it's fairly well like leveled. You know what I mean? Like it's pretty good. It's not like overpowered.
Agree. I think it's one of the strongest starting abilities in all the classes. Honestly, being able to use to pretty much re-roll 2 things in a day at will, whatever you want. Would it be an ability check? And
it's like, okay, if I roll a 1, then I can change like our enemies' rolls.
Yeah, it's not only you; it's everything else you see.
Yeah,
it's insane.
And it would be through the lens of, I have foreseen this. You will be successful.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I would say like in my world, there's one place where like goblins, the orcs, and like hobgoblins, all those types of things. They do originate from one area, and their kingdom is in one area, but they do also exist in other places around the world. I wouldn't say goblins and stuff like that are like frowned upon because right now all the races are kind of like somewhat unified. If anything, I think the elves are probably the ones who are seen more as like the bad guys just because of the history of the world. But so far, most people are at peace with each other. But that doesn't mean like politically things are okie dory. Like so what I'm doing with this campaign is magic has been outlawed. And people caught practicing magic or studying it will be jailed or executed. So that's going to be the challenge.
I don't have any magic. I'm just a little old goblin woman.
Exactly. See?
I have no magic.
And
I also just love the idea that like we're like a little goblin squad, or like not a little goblin, little monster squad.
Yeah. Well, Kit's character is more of a normal type. He's a humanoid, which I'm not sure if you consider goblins such humanoids.
Well, yeah. I mean, they're technically humanoid. I mean, any race is technically a humanoid as it's classified in terms of like the monster system.
Okay, I see what you're saying.
But I know what you mean. Like just in terms of like things that are closer to civilized races. Civilized races might be the term. Yeah.
Yeah. So Hunter's character is definitely more of like the norm in the country, but like Eli's character is something that Eli's character is unique. Tristan's is going to be interesting because he's coming from a more exotic place, so his kind are extremely rare in other places. And but like you won't know it immediately.
I think he's pretty infatuated with the idea of the Kenku lately. He played
Yeah.
one. He played one in that coalition game he ran.
Did he tell you his character?
No. We have a
No?
campaign
Okay.
going. I haven't like
Oh,
clicked
okay.
through people's characters, but like when I joined the campaign, it was hard to not see what people were.
Yeah, that's true.
And like I don't know what a Dampier is, so I haven't like looked it up because I do want to be surprised. Like I want to keep certain things.
Yeah, that's
And I know
kind
that
of
you
like.
intended us for the, and I know you intended us for to not know, so I don't want to know.
Yeah,
too
I
much.
just like it. I like keeping it a secret because I like people discovering it through playing the game. Like I wasn't mad at you, like Tommy or Richard, for talking about the character open out in the open like that. I just think it's better for the players overall to like be surprised. You know what I'm saying? That's just my opinion.
Oh, are you talking about the Oathbreaker thing that I?
Yeah,
completely
because
did?
like you and Tristan were just talking about it out in the open, and like me and Eli were like, "What?" Like I thought it was gonna be like a reveal for us.
Oh, was it?
What?
I mean, I wasn't expecting.
Oh, okay. I mean, if that's what you want to do, that's totally fine. What's going on over there, Tommy?
Don't worry about it. I just came across it on Groupon, and I'm like, I gotta share this.
Okay.
I'm actually gonna send it to my
Hard.
brother.
The mussy got me acting strange. What? Oh my fucking god.
I'm on board with this gift thing.
Oh my god.
I love that.
The mussy got me acting strange. Jesus Christ.
What is a mussy? Oh, I got it. Never mind.
Yep.
Never mind.
Giving me a go. Oh my god. Gee, I'm fired, dude. But yeah, like your all's group will be interesting. Just because it's not like the people aren't really that conventional. Catch my drift. Stop making it look like me and Marin are jerking off. Jeez. Oh my god.
That +1 modifier.
Yeah.
Mate beating check.
Oh, I hate that. I hate it so much. Ugh.
Nailed down some. Tristan has this thing, and I don't want to say too much about it, but he has got this really cool idea that he's been working on for a while, and he hasn't had a character that like fits it yet. But that we just settled some of Guru Ken's backstory. We had like a loose outline of it, but
You like narrowed it down right now? Hell yeah.
Yeah, we did that pre-session.
Hell yeah. Yeah, it's amazing. Like for me at least, it helps RP so much more to have a backstory like ready to go.
Yeah, and also like I wish we had nailed down this exact thing before the campaign started, because it was stuff I hadn't even like thought of, and it was like it connects it to like history, I guess.
Yeah,
in
like
his
you feel
world.
more connected with
And
the
so
world.
I
like,
wish that I could have like, there are certain scenarios and we had to like work around like, okay, well I've already said this, so we can't be from here. He's got to be from here because here is in war with this here.
Okay. Is Guru Ken like open about his history, or is he more reserved?
He has not shared anything with anybody.
That's
Aside
true.
from right now, the only thing the group knows is that we're traveling with a celebrity. He's a famous painter.
Yeah, it's really.
But he has actually. There was one thing that I shared with Oryx, because you were like, well, Guru Ken's not a soldier, and I was like, I'm a soldier. You don't know.
Oh, yeah, you did
And
say
that. That was from the where we are now, actually, in the hideout.
You're right.
And this moving here was a great idea.
Yeah, like
We've got our own little stronghold here.
I was worried that they were gonna like discover this place and then just trap us in here. Yeah, that's the thing I'm worried about. Like, what if they find this place? But I don't know. I doubt they will.
There's also level 2 of I feel like, okay, we beat your super hard encounter. You can't capture us now.
Yeah. Now we have Agathar.
Like we earned it.
Yeah, I can't believe we won that fight, man. I had no expectation we were gonna win.
The disadvantage is really what saved you guys. I mean, like, obviously I played a role, but there were so many attacks that were made. There were so many missed attacks that were made on our team.
Yeah, for sure. That stun grenade, holy moly. That thing's OP.
Yeah. I don't know if it's a specific feature of the grenade, but maybe giving him on a nat 1 fail, giving him 2 rounds of blindness and deafness instead of just the 1, that might have been.
Yeah. Wait, how many rounds of blindness did he have?
Giselle had 2. It was Tommy, you're blind until the end of your next turn. Giselle, because you rolled a nat 1, it's till the end of your next turn following that.
Yeah, that's rough.
Which is like basically 2.5 rounds.
Yeah.
And it really does. It manifests its way, and like this is like sort of like a combat emphasized difficult D&D. You know what I mean? It's like a D&D difficult setting.
Yeah, Tristan is definitely like he leans more towards having hard combat. Nothing wrong with that. Like it does make you want to.
We now know it's very tough.
Yeah.
And I would be nervous because he was like, well, now I know that you guys can take deadly opponents. It's like, well, I don't know if that's the case yet. I think the circumstances and just the way it shook out was just perfect. And that's one of the highs we were riding during the game was like, this is just shaking out very poorly, but also very well.
Really, the dice determined that fight. I think it seemed like we won that because obviously like you were doing really well with those fucking hit and run tactics, but
yeah.
Just the way it unfolded, like I think the dice just really kind of created its own story right there.
Yeah, for you specifically. I mean, just because I listened to I listened to it obviously when I edited it, and I listened to it again afterwards, and it was just like, man, like all your rolls, you had like you killed the ward. You're the only other person who killed somebody other side from me. Yeah, so I think you got that to hang your hat on.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man. Oh my god! Then that one on the reaction attack. I think that was the first attack move I got that round or that combat encounter.
I did a lot of research on Kensei, the Kensei monk, which is what my subclass is. I get some crazy features at level 6. All of my weapon attacks are magical.
Oh, that's right. For the sake of overcoming resistance.
I get that with my unarmed strikes for being a monk, but with the Kensei, it makes my weapon attacks that way too.
Ooh, oh, that's so.
I get proficiency with more monk weapons every few levels. What's the other one? There was another one that was crazy. Oh, I think is it level 6? It might be level 10 or something. There's something where I get to re-roll. I just get to re-roll once a turn or something.
Oh wow! Do you?
If I miss an attack, I just re-roll it.
Do you also get the stunning strike?
Yeah, I get that at level 5. Which Tristan says is he said that it's fine with me. He says he wants to make a house rule that lessens it. But since I picked mine beforehand, it's fine. But like looking at it, is like it's not actually that powerful. Granted, I get it like 5 times. I would never use it 5 times because like I want to use my key points for other things.
Yeah, you have like flurry of blows.
Like flurry of blows, yeah, or like defensively, I could use it for the what's it called, the dodge action.
Yeah.
But with stunning strike, I mean, it's basically I get to stun one person, but they have to make a DC 12 saving throw, and DC 12 is not a great DC on my end.
Right. Yeah, it's true.
It really is like, I mean, you look at it, it's like spells. You have spell slots.
Yeah.
It'd be like if you didn't have, a 14 as your DC.
Yeah. Oh my! Did you see what Jesus just posted? Oh, but yeah, I see what you're saying. That definitely seems more. It seems more balanced considering your DC is 12 to beat.
Yeah, I'm on board with this gift thing now. What is it? Hold on. Yeah, magic Kensei weapons. Oh, when you hit a target with a Kensei weapon, you can spend 1 key point to cause the weapon to deal extra damage to the target equal to your martial arts die, and I can use it once on each of my turns. So every turn, I get to basically double damage on one of my strikes.
Oh, that's fucking dope. So you said that was a key point.
Level 6. Yeah, a single key point.
Okay. Does it?
Or wait.
Does using a key point use a bonus action?
No, it's just you spend them as you do.
Okay, it's like I see what you're saying. It's like
I can only use it once on each of my turns. Yeah, there was something else. It was here. It is. It's
so you could like your first attack. You could like hit with like for example a staff. Then you could use a key point to double the die, and then you could use another key point to use flurry of blows afterward.
Correct.
Ooh, that's juicy.
This is this is a pretty juicy character. I mean, he's very fragile, but
hey, when you have what feat do you have that lets you run away without opportunity attacks?
That's mobile.
Yep.
Just so long as I hit the creature.
Okay.
Or I make an attack at the creature, hit or miss.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Oh, dude, hit and run tactics are your
game. And that also. So we've been talking a lot about the idea of the battle royale. Guru Ken is really overpowered for that. I think that the only thing that neutralizes him is Marin. Marin is my only threat. Yeah,
I would agree.
Being a variant human, I have no dark vision.
And Eli has a little bit of range with his Eldritch Blast, and he's somewhat tanky because he's like a fighter and warlock combined. But he only has 2 spell slots.
Yeah, so that was the thing that really got him last time was that he used shield and armor of Agathys on the same turn.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And that was that one was deadly. I feel like if he had spread them out even a little bit, but at the time he didn't know about Marin's darkness either.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's like if you can get Eli to burn those 2 spell slots, you really have a lot more leeway on him.
Yeah, warlocks. I mean, that's the thing with warlock spell slots. Like with Dreams of Aethanoin, he has shield, but he has 4 spell slots, so it's not a big deal to spend one. But like with with a warlock, you spend 1. That's half your spell slots.
Yep, exactly. And now you're down Schitt's Creek without half a paddle.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even know if Marin took any damage last game.
Really?
He might have gotten hit once or twice or something, but
he was like the least damage of all of us.
At one point, at the very end, I like clicked on his character because I can see everyone's character because I have control of him, and he had it was like 20-something hit points left, and I was like, dang, I'm over here with 1.
Jesus, I can't believe we got away with that because he was right in the center of all of it. I was really hoping I could pick up that warg and throw it, but when he said it was like 600 pounds, like okay, that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, and it was like 5 feet, and it just wasn't worth it.
Yep. I was watching the podcast of our fight. I'm getting used to like the idea of hearing my own voice. Still kind of weird, but like the podcast is still pretty fun to listen to, especially the first like few minutes of it. I think we were talking about
the food.
I can't remember.
The food and the table and the meat.
I think so. Yeah, because we were still in the cave, weren't we?
But rancid meat is rancid meat. How about that?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it not? Gurukin, I at first I didn't know what to do with Gurukin, but I like the idea of just Gurukin being a complete idiot.
Yeah, hey, sometimes that can be fun to roleplay. That's what I enjoy about orcs. Like, you don't have to be smart. You just have to like kind of say what comes to mind. God, what are they doing over there?
This chat is amazing.
Steve Jobs is dead. What?
Nope.
Damn.
So you're thinking not this upcoming Saturday, but the following one for your first session, Ryan?
Possibly. It depends on how much I get done. So,
yeah, for sure.
I mean, like, what I have to do now, I'm been going through the process of finishing out like lore pieces and shit, and I need to actually make some like specific maps for the first location, or else it's not gonna really fit. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, I feel you.
Yeah, you get what I'm saying.
Yeah. You don't want to be not complete if
because
you
I
don't
have a specific, like, I know what's gonna happen in the first campaign. It's kind of scripted because I want to kickstart, or I want to kick off like the narrative and like what you all will be doing.
Just like season premiere.
Yeah, exactly. Like
premiere.
setting the tone is gonna be the most important part of the campaign. Like, I want you guys to see how like it is in the city of Iran. What the culture is like. What how magic is handled in the society now. You can't just cast things willy nilly anymore. There's a lot of thought behind like when you cast, and also like I want to introduce like the main villain, at least that you think you'll be fighting.
And with the magic, it's mostly it's all just the government. There's no like.
Yeah, it's so there's like a world government pretty much, and it is. Sorry, I'm playing League of Legends at the same time. There is it's pretty much a body called the Magistrate, and it was developed to suppress magic, and there's still a lot of details need to work out, but the general gist is magic is banned. It's enforced by the world government, and so like the thing is like magic users got to be extra careful about how they use and apply their spells. But to alleviate that is like the idea of secret societies. So what I hope to do is like you guys will meet people who belong to certain groups that they could be like people who want to secretly like follow magic, or like in your case, since you're a divination wizard, you might be able to find like a secret school of wizards who could help you on your path and understanding what is you're like experiencing, and they can help you out in that department. That's kind of what I'm going for. Like, I want you guys to be able to participate in different societies, and some might give you other quests that will involve doing different things for them, obviously.
Once you get started, do you feel like you're gonna try to keep it up like every Saturday, or just here and there, or what are you thinking?
That'd be cool to have it every Saturday to replace his kits, but that just depends on like what happens at work and whatnot.
Yeah,
most likely it'll be every Saturday.
Yeah,
it's just getting enough written for the first session to where everything is coherent. Like, I know what's gonna happen. Everything makes sense. Most importantly, stuff like that. I mean, I'm excited because I think you guys will like it.
Yeah,
I think it'll be fun.
I'm very excited. I haven't put a lot of thought into it too much, but like definitely like the idea of it. Like, I'm so excited for it.
Good, damn.
See, I'm trying to even think. Where are we picking up in Marin? In not Marin. That's Hunter. In Hunter's campaign, where are we picking up from? We're picking up from. I guess he just killed that guy.
Yeah, Ren just killed the person who surrendered, and now we're getting ready to attack the lumberyard. And then, so it's like a threefold attack. First is we attack lumberyard. The other division, who split off, the Madam's troop, the Madam's men, they're fighting people somewhere else. I can't remember exactly what. And then
I think
we're all
just
gonna
that
meet.
other town, yeah.
Yeah, then we're gonna meet into a cabin, or we're not a cabin. We're gonna meet up at this castle, and that's the final push.
Nico of the Forest is not happy with Ren.
Yeah, I've actually I've fleshed out Balazar a lot, so now I have the voice down.
Cool.
I have like his general behavior and stuff like that. I think I'm not really sure how he's gonna exactly react to Ren doing that. I think because he doesn't really know him, he's not gonna care as much because Balazar is the kind of guy that well, actually, I don't know. I think he's gonna have a general distaste for it because that is pretty bad what Ren did.
Yeah, it sounds like everybody's pretty much on the same page if nobody likes what he did.
Yeah, so I think Balazar did not vibe with that. But
And
we'll have
Ren
to see.
seems like the type that he's going to double down.
Yeah, absolutely. So that's going to be interesting to see. I wonder if we're actually going to have like a party fight at some point with that.
Could be fun.
I wonder if Jesus' character is going to be on his side or not. I mean, I imagine he will be.
Actually, I think that he's very neutral.
Yeah, it seems he is.
He might be the most on his side, because Dreams is very against it. But he might be the most neutral, just in the sense of, I do not care what happens. It doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly.
We must continue on and do what we do. Like
He's
the
just
bridge.
there with Ren.
Like the bridge and the leaf underneath.
He's just there to vibe.
Yeah.
Hold chill.
It was Jesus. You will not use my characters.
Oh, that's his character's voice, right? Oh man, it kind of sounds similar to the voice I was going for. This is the kind of the voice I want to do. It's kind of like a Russian-y, I guess Russian kind of vibe, maybe. Like he emphasizes his B's. It's just like I thought it'd be a weird quirk to throw in there.
Balthazar
So,
starts with a B, yeah.
Yeah, call me Balazar the Black Dragon. But for now, just Balazar. I didn't want the thing I worried about it was I didn't want it to sound too much like Jesus' character.
Yeah, no, it's definitely very separate. I like it.
Good.
It's a little.
Get your filthy little hands away from my food. Go on.
I'm all about just extra noises.
Yeah, because like he's half dragon, so he's gonna be kind of like you. Like he's gonna be snarling and like the B effect. Like that's just something I thought would be funny. But it's kind of like his.
It's like giving a character. It's like giving a character that says a lot of S's a lisp.
Yeah, exactly.
But more creative because it's with a different letter.
Yeah, so I thought that'd be kind of cool. He's overall he's a pretty neutral character. I'll say the backstory for RP, but it's nothing too big. It's kind of similar to Oryx's, honestly. They're kind of in like the same boat, but different situations. As far as like how he's gonna handle like players' actions, he's under the belief that as long as no one's harming anyone else, it's fine. But he doesn't agree with going out of your way to harm others for your own gain. So it's almost like Oryx. Just he's a more wild kind of person.
Yeah, and with the Ren thing, it's like, hey, you want to join us on our party? Sure, I'll join you.
Yep.
Ooh, that
thing. Now I'm gonna be like,
Yeah. Whereas at least like Dreams has like not altercations with Ren, but like they have Ren doesn't like Dreams, but Dreams likes everybody.
Yeah, like you have fun with Ren, or you have fun with Ren. I don't think Ren really appreciates.
So it's like that's a different dynamic, and then it's like all these dynamics about different people that have different dynamics with Ren, and they can each have kind of the same opinion but come at it from different ways.
Yeah, exactly. I'm excited. So I'm playing a new class, and I'm pretty excited for it.
In what? Oh,
in Hunter's campaign, yeah. Balazar is so I'm like it's kind of like a monster hunter, but you probably already tell it's a blood hunter. I'll tell you that.
Okay.
But
blood hunter is the class, or it's like a blood hunter?
It's the class, yeah.
Oh, okay, blood hunter, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm definitely bummed that we're not going to do Hunter's campaign anymore at all, though.
Yeah. It does feel bad because we had these characters that we were excited to play.
Yeah,
now it's
and like all of us are too. Like you look at it, and it's like Ren is so good. And I know it took you a minute to like find a character you were satisfied with, and like, and Dreams is one of the. I think Dreams might be the favorite character that I ever came up with.
Dreams is very interesting.
Yeah,
like his mannerisms.
And also, but like, I mean, it's not too. I mean, I'll tell you a decent bit of it, but like, he is technically the chief of his tribe. Not directly. I haven't talked to Hunter about any of this, but in my head, he's the chief of his tribe. But it's like his dad is the chief, and he's like the next in line to be chief. So he's not technically chief, but he is technically chief in their culture.
I think our characters are gonna vibe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Like I'm technically a half dragon.
As opposed to Lucifer. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. I'm technically a half dragon, so you and I are gonna be very alike.
I'm trying to brainstorm what. That's the thing about playing all these things is that it's hard to think of like new characters and stuff.
Yeah, I
I'm
know.
trying to think of what I want to do for the Curse of Strahd.
Curse of Strahd is really fun.
Because it's like Wizard's probably out. I mean, Sorcerer's out because those are obviously things I'm playing right now. Obviously, Monk. I would
Yeah.
get rid of Bard. I probably wouldn't play a Barbarian necessarily. I played one of those. I played a Tortle Barbarian for this one shot we did with Tristan. That's the one he was talking about with the swamp. Let's see, a Cleric. That's actually my backup character for this campaign. I have a really cool character. I like the character that I have as my backup character because I actually made my backup character and was like, maybe I should do that, and then I did go Ken anyway. And yeah, but
yeah, I feel that.
Druids are my favorite. I love the Druid.
I have not played a Druid. It does seem like it would be a really fun time though, just because you can get so creative with it.
Yeah.
What would be like your favorite subclass of Druid? Because there seems to be a lot to pick from.
Let me pull that up real quick. I played a Druid of the Spores. That was it was a Feral Tiefling variant with the with the wings.
Pop off.
That one was a lot of fun, but the guy that was running it like kept putting us in caves, and he was like, "Well, I don't want you to overuse it," and I was like, "Well, yeah, but I'm not using it at all."
Yeah. Fuck.
I mean, I don't know much about the Circle of the Shepherd. It's supposed to be super weak, allegedly. I briefly made, back when I was DMing and I didn't have a lot of people that were consistent, I played a NPC. It was a monk druid, which is a really good combo.
You got any tips for DMing, just in your experience?
Let me think.
Because the things I want to highlight is like description. Like I want to try and provide a lot of description.
I feel like I got really. I started out and I made I built my own little world kind of and had like structure to it and but I feel like I got a little too much into like trying to force the narrative, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like and like planning out everything that I wanted to happen as you know what I mean?
I see what you're saying.
So like at one point like they were like, well, we want to like try to make peace with this government official, and it's like, yeah, well, the government official wants to attack you. And there was also like extenuating circumstances where that government official was also like under the influence of like a plant that made him act aggro. And there wasn't really a chance to like explain it, and like there was like stuff like that, and there was like too much left like up in the air, I feel like.
Okay. So like is it you're saying like you got too ahead of yourself? Is that kind of?
I think that not even ahead. I think I just like I got so wrapped up in the story. I was just trying to write a book. You know what I mean?
Yeah. That's fair.
And like there was a lot of really cool stuff. Like I had a lot of really, really cool like set pieces. We were in the desert, so I had this the former corpse of a blue dragon as like one of the dungeons.
Ooh.
Which I really enjoyed that, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then like they get down into the bottom, and this was like the second game. So they found that at the beginning. So there was like a cutscene, quotation marks, where the bad guys of like the big series, they like Crown of Madness this dragon, which probably wasn't even legal, and a bunch of stuff like that. And then like teleported out of there. And then the party went in and investigated that hideout, fought the cultists that were in there, and then got to the bottom. And there was I put a catfolk in there, like a catfolk monk that was like a prophet sort of thing.
Yeah.
It was a neat little scenario. I think I really enjoy like one shots. I really enjoy like, okay, this is what we're doing this episode. My favorite thing that I ever ran, and my favorite thing that anybody else ever ran, I think I might have talked about this before. I don't know if you were there for it, but it was a Bog of the Hag.
Bog of the Hag.
Bog of the Hag. It was super cool because I could at one point I did a thing where I had everyone was sort of it was like in the middle of the night, and everyone was like having different reactions and seeing different things. And so I had everybody pull a number. And depending on what you saw, like one person was like, everything's fine. Everything's normal. You don't know why people are freaking out. One person's like, the hut is on fire.
So
stuff like that.
They all get to see different things based on what they drew. It's
So because the hag is based a lot on like illusion and like screwing with the characters and trying to like get them to see things and maybe even like disagree on things and stuff like that.
I love that.
Something else is puzzles are very tricky. It's hard to get a good puzzle going because it's like a lot of it's based on like the player's intelligence and that kind of thing. So it's like
because like to you, the DM, the puzzle could be really simple, but the players
not a sphinx. It was a leopard. I think is that the right term? No, that's a Pokemon. No, I don't remember what it was, but it was like it was basically just a sphinx, but it was like It had a long neck. And I gave them a riddle, and the answer was sand because they're in the desert. And they were like, and it was like a long time of just like them just trying to think of the riddle, and it was like really just it was slowing it down a whole lot. And then eventually I was just like, oh, the leopard creature shakes itself and sand falls off. And they're like, oh, is it sand?
Like, there you go, finally.
Yep. There's also the one where I did where it was like a Christmas episode. And that's actually a crazy story. They got teleported. There was a portal. Previously, they were in a library and they found a magic book. And the magic book opened up a portal, and they went into the book, and that was the Christmas episode. So they got taken to 1920 or 1935 or something like that.
Oh my
America.
God.
Yeah, and there was like a businessman.
The D&D party?
Yeah, I found this on the internet. It was
okay, that's awesome.
This businessman wants to take down Santa Claus because it was a Christmas episode. So this businessman wants to take down Santa Claus. So they go through, they explore the city and stuff. They're like, oh, what's going on? And they had a lot of fun, just like role playing in a weird setting.
Yeah, that would be a lot of fun. Yeah,
and then they ended up. And they found the monks that they were looking for, and then they went and met with the businessman, and then they forgot about the monks completely, which was a really good ending. Because they got back, and they're like, yay, we won! And they're like, well, what about those monks? And they're like, no, we forgot about the monks! Because they found the monks, and then they forgot about them.
Oh my God. And they just left them there in 1930s.
Yeah, and so this ties into the puzzle thing, where they got to a point where there was a puzzle, and they couldn't... It's like you had to find which cookie to eat in order to pass through the portal to go fight Santa, who was actually controlled by a demon.
Oh my God, that's so
And
wild.
then it was kind of a clusterfuck because it ended up with one of the guys was able to take the demon crown off of Santa's head, and then it gave him it was like super powerful because I didn't like read it necessarily all the way through and stuff, but going back, it's still the puzzle thing where it's like puzzles are hard because it's tricky.
Damn.
I think also too, like at the time too, there was a lot of like new players, and so they weren't like super into like they weren't quite knowledgeable about how to fill in like role play and stuff, so it was a lot of just like stuff like that, So it's like hard to like pull information out of people. It's like, oh, so tell me a little bit about your character. Where's he from? Oh, I don't know. Okay. So like his background, like was he like a farmer? Did he live in the woods? Was he like a like a explorer? What did he want to do? Yeah, I guess he kind of like this and stuff, and
Yeah, but
whereas, like, with
they
this
don't
group,
have it like
I feel
in their
like
mind like how RP kind of
And like here, like we all kind of come in with a general idea and can play within the worlds of that things, and like we have a general sense of even like in the very first game, we have a general sense of like maybe not even who our characters are, but like how they would react to general situations, and then we can kind of build off of that.
Yeah, we haven't made enough characters to know like what they are, like how they're going to react. That's pretty much what you just said.
Yeah.
But what I was trying to say is, we know how to build characters, we know how to make their backstories, and we know how to like develop their ideas and like their ideals and like what they believe. We know how to better make a character so it's easier to roleplay.
Yeah,
it's so much harder to roleplay a character for that you just roll up and you have a vague idea of, and unless you like actually make a backstory for it. Like if you make a backstory for it, you now have like you understand the reasons, the motives for what they do, their personalities a little bit better. Like I don't know, that's just what I think.
They're back. There they are.
Smellies are back.
So how was your conversation?
It was good. We were talking about
vibes.
We were talking about things.
Yeah. If the coalition would have captured us last session, I would have been mad that I lost all of my gold.
They would have taken everything.
I have so much gold.
The only things they probably, honestly, as soon as they got you back to camp, they would strip you of everything you owned. And other than maybe like basic clothes, anything that looked of anything of any value, they would take and have inspected.
So, like even like armor and stuff.
Yes.
Oh, absolutely.
They would take all of it.
They'd probably just put you in a potato sack.
And basically, they'd have their wizards just sitting there identifying all of it, making sure none of it's magical. And then, like, say if it was just like a trinket or locket that wasn't really valuable, they would give it back to you.
That's interesting
Give you
because like
that.
my bow and my spear I don't like using them, but like at a certain point they are physically a part of me.
Yeah, they would keep that. They wouldn't give you your weapons, obviously, but yeah,
obviously, yeah,
they would.
I was warlock. You summon the bow.
Is that why you gave us all those treasure hoards?
Yeah,
this will really sting when I take them away.
This will really sting when
especially like how excited we got about the treasure hoards.
Oh, I know.
But you can't kill us.
The coalition is. I was telling them the coalition's smart. This is actually. I should have told you guys this. They're very smart. They aren't typical goblins. Every single member of the coalition is lawful evil or they die. They don't deal with chaotics because chaotics cause failed missions. Additionally, escaping one way from them, like if you guys were captured and you escaped one way, it's very unlikely that you'd be able to escape that way ever again, because they would be like, okay, so this motherfucker can summon his weapons. We're gonna fucking cut his hands off. They'd find a way. I mean, like you can recover from getting your hands cut off, Eli. So I just wanted to let you know that you can greater restoration.
Who can greater restorize?
You'd have to find someone.
What level spell is that off the top of your head?
I think it's like 5th level, maybe 6th. I don't remember.
That's still like a level
9 or 10
8 or 10 character.
yeah. Cleric.
Yeah. What's Hunter? What class are you thinking about for Curse of Strahd?
Oh, I don't even know.
Magic or no magic?
Oh, and I'll give you guys the same option I gave Ryan and Eli. If you guys want, you can have a follower. Basically, the follower, you would pick its class and race. I would be in charge of customizing it and role-playing it, but you guys would command it in combat, pretty much.
Okay. Would you be interested in actually, let's maybe do like a cleric or something like that for that, Hunter? For the follower?
Yeah.
Oh, you guys are cowards? I didn't know we had cowards in the party.
Hey,
It's smart.
Nice.
We're resourceful. If there's a resource offered to us, we might take it.
Oh, and
Me and
I
Ryan
could, I could play a wizard.
We'll do wizard? Okay, so I'll do something with no magic, I think.
fun fact, you guys remember whenever you were in town and you found and Bobby gave you guys the like missing persons posters?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Those two people, Turks and Arlen, were Eli and Ryan's characters from Curse of Strahd.
Arlen.
God damn it. Wait, what?
Arlen.
Where'd they come and play at?
Whenever you guys were back in remember whenever you guys went to the center of
I
town
remember.
and found the false Hydra baby? Remember how before you went up to
yeah.
Bobby and he showed you like a bunch of missing
Oh,
posters and one of them
yeah.
was Turks and the other one was Arlen? It was like an Easter egg for you guys, but I mean, like, it really doesn't matter. You guys are in
I
fucking Strahd's world now.
Yeah.
You guys are all going to be in your own separate versions of Strahd world.
And he's
worlds.
stuck listening to me going, Arlen.
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 Before I go, Jesus and Vic, they have one of the coolest party dynamics. So I don't know if you know this. Hobgoblins are extremely racist to elves. It's one of the few things, like a coalition member, a hobgoblin will break rank to attack an elf and try and kill them. They hate elves.
That's awesome.
In mine and Vic's game, or mine, Vic, and Jesus' Curse of Strahd, Jesus is going to be an elf that was captured to become a slave, and Vic is going to be his escort as a hobgoblin. And they're going to be going through, and then they're going to be pulled into the mist, and they'll have to deal with that shit.
Dude,
Together, complete enemies.
Do you think there will ever be any crossover episodes?
What, like between all y'all?
Yeah.
Could be. It depends on if you guys want to do that. I want it to be
love to
very
do that.
separate, but like
Remember in Zack and Cody when Hannah Montana and that other person was
I remember.
Hannah
there?
Montana?
Yeah,
Huh?
I remember Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
Oh my god, that was such a powerful episode.
That was a great episode.
It's
But,
I mean that's
I'm
like the Avengers, like it's everybody getting together all at once.
I'm cool with doing it. I'm cool with doing it something like that, but like this is how we'll have to do it because you guys have your own objectives. You guys have to find these items by yourself pretty much in your own groups. When you guys find your 3 core items, which someone I think the thing is Vlad and Adriana have 2 of their items in Strahd's castle.
Ooh, isn't that bad rules?
Oh, yes, that's very bad because Strahd's like a
that is-
challenge rating 14,
Oh my god.
and they get level ups from finding these items. And then the last one is in the second worst area, the fucking den of werewolves. And I'm like, dude, they're gonna get fucked.
Yeah, werewolves
Damn.
challenge rating 3.
And
Probably
it's-
more than 1, yeah.
It's a den of them, yeah.
Tristan, you said me and Ryan got good rolls, right?
You guys got very good. You guys have 2 of yours in a really easy place to get to.
Hell
But you
yeah.
guys,
Yeah.
the real challenge for you would be deciphering the riddles because all the locations are given to you in a riddle format.
Well, Ryan works at NASA, and
Yeah.
I come up with different ways to say boobs, like Baba Booby.
And another thing is like a lot of the riddles will not make sense until you stumble across the place you're trying to go or that it's at. You'll be like, this is something that no one's gotten yet. It's like let me look at it.
What did I say earlier?
Let me look at it really quick.
And fill it up with vibes.
Baba Booby.
Actually, no, I'm just gonna read off Vlad and Adriana's because I don't think they'll ever be playing with us. They're kind of like really rarely available.
Yeah, you've been trying to get Vlad on here forever.
Smelly.
Forever.
Vlad,
Yeah,
if you're listening to this, come play with us.
I want him to play. Okay,
Yeah, we're
where
still
is it?
recording.
Tarot card. Well, they call them Taraka cards because they copyright.
Yeah.
So first off, Vlad and Adriana, their first card, the Anarchist. This card tells of history. Knowledge of the ancient will help you better understand your enemy. I see a wall of bones, a chandelier of bones, and a table of bones. All that remains of a long forgotten enemy. That's in Strahd's castle, in like one of the most dangerous wings of the castle, Mimerdon. This card tells of a powerful force for good and protection, a holy symbol of great hope. Look for a den of wolves in the hills overlooking a mountain lake. The treasure belongs to to Mother Night. That's in the werewolf den, pretty obviously. That one's an easy riddle. And we've got
Difficult place.
yeah. Then we've got this card is a power. This card is of power and strength. It tells of a weapon of vengeance in the sunlight. You see a rose plucked too soon. The Master's Marsh is whom I speak. And okay, no, they didn't have their ally is in what's it called? Is in the castle. So they have to go to a swamp. I haven't read this part of the book yet, but there's some sort of swamp in it. There's a lot of ghosts there, is from what I'm understanding, to find the weapon that they need. And they got the coolest thing. Their ally is a fucking puppet that lives in the castle and hates Strahd.
That is so cool.
He's just like, let me find a picture of him. He looks fucking demented. Let me find him. His name is Piddlewick II.
Piddlewick II.
God,
What was
must be buoyed all the way out.
Oh
that's an
yeah.
awesome name.
What would have me and Ryan's ally would have been?
I
Did you
can't
roll?
tell you. I rolled it already. Yeah, I can't tell you.
We denied it.
Oh no. That was your what's it called? That was your follower. I only offered that because it's a 2-man game and it's hard to cover all bases with 2 people. As much as I try to balance it for 2 people, it's going to be impossible. That's why I gave you the option of a follower.
I see.
You would create them and I would play them. I wouldn't do the combat, but you'd basically order me where to have them attack in combat.
Yeah,
I
but
would
we're not cowards.
Yeah, you're not cowards.
Do you think that a wizard and a rogue would be a bad team?
I think that if you want my
You want a
advice,
cleric,
Depends on
right?
the wizard.
As a cleric, as our like third person, yeah.
I think you guys should be fine because a cleric can tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
We would need him though for any.
What were you
Yeah.
gonna say, Eli?
You have to be good to your followers because I'm running the loyalty system. If you're a dick to your followers, they might just turn on you and attack you.
I intended to. I intend
Okay.
this character to chill.
Yeah.
Cool.
This character, I have him, like, I'm going to use him for this, but I also planned him to be a backup if Marin died.
I gotcha.
Ryan, you know what we should have done for our R2? The
What's that?
brothers.
Yeah. Oh my god.
We
That
should
would be
have.
nutty.
We should have
I mean,
done
you
the
guys-
brothers.
That would actually have been hilarious. For us trying to figure out how to get through the goddamn house.
Brother, I can't seem to figure out this puzzle.
I can't see it either, brother.
I'm gonna try and punch my way through it, brother.
Being honest,
Oh yeah.
Eli and Ryan found a lot of the hidden shit in the house.
Hell yeah.
Like, we know you guys didn't do everything in the underground, but that was kind of smart. It would have taxed a lot of your resources.
Yeah,
Actually,
not gonna
you
lie.
probably would have ran out of resources.
Eli really fucking ran our way out of that one.
Oh, I know.
I love being a rat.
But
Oh,
Eli and
This is-
Ryan, now that you guys have had a taste of the first session, if you guys still want to get a fucking follower, I'll allow it.
No, I definitely don't want to follow her.
All right.
Yeah, I think we'll be fine.
I have set up NPCs that you can talk to that you can assist, have them assist you. It's
Right.
just like that's entirely up to you, and you also like they're going to be harder to gain the trust of and to get to help you. Some of them
That's
might
fine.
be easier, but yeah.
I like the challenge.
Yeah.
Now I've sit back and I detilted myself. I mean, I was detilted a long time ago, but
Yeah.
after I detilted from that, from what happened.
What happened? I forgot. Oh wait, no, don't tell me. Wait, yeah, tell me vaguely. Vaguely. Tell me very vaguely so that they don't get.
There was some failed skill checks and I fell, and I was.
I remember, and then you failed the skill check, and then another thing that sounds like failed happened, right? With the hallway.
Maybe. I can't remember now.
No, I just,
yeah, I think I know what he was talking about. Yeah.
I know.
I had to hit the life alert. Help! I fell down. You know?
Yeah, I know. I could tell you were tilted when that happened.
I was so tilted.
I was like, you could try and do it, but it's past your regular jump range. I'll allow you to try it though. And then we rolled something, and I was like, okay, try and grab the ledge. And then you rolled something, and it was another fail. And I was like,
no, it was only one fail. It was only
one. Oh shit!
Yeah, it plummeted.
Oh yeah, because because it was such a close range, you couldn't jump it.
Yeah, it was a standing jump.
Yeah, you didn't have time to turn and like make it a running long jump. That's what made it. That's what fucked you over. Now I remember.
God, it would have been so cool though. I think I was more mad that I didn't get to do the cool thing.
I know. That's the unfortunate thing of like some fails. Like sometimes they come at points where you're like, man, yeah.
Sorry, extremely unpopular.
I don't know if the two of you would have been able to fight that last encounter, but that quick thinking of that one check that you did,
yeah,
God. That saved you.
If anything, I understand that it's going to be difficult, and I want it to be difficult. Me and Ryan just have to be more clever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's just what it comes down to. Think out of the box.
And honestly, our characters are good at being clever, but
yeah. If you guys keep up what you were doing, you should be able to make it through it.
Because we are a rogue and a bard.
You're a rogue and a bard?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that isn't.
Very interesting. Which one? Who's the bard?
I am.
Okay. What was your? I guess were you just level 1 the whole time?
No.
Well, we leveled up at the end.
You leveled up halfway through the adventure, and then you leveled up at the end of the adventure.
Oh, did we?
Bringing you to level 3 by the end of the adventure.
Got you. Yeah, cool.
Depending on how fast you move, the adventure takes 1 to 2 sessions. Eli and Ryan were very thorough on the first half, which is what got them a lot of cool shit. But on the second half, they couldn't really afford to be thorough.
Yeah,
they tripped some encounters that taxed them on certain
What did we get
things.
What was cool? I can't remember.
I don't think you really got anything super cool. I think you got that one letter, but that was it.
Yeah.
I mean, you did find the secret room. So
yeah, we do be finding secrets.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I almost just gave them a warning, but I was.
Yeah,
but,
don't.
Yeah, don't tell me anything.
No, I know.
Secret, yeah.
I know. It was almost just like
vague.
It was almost just like an accident. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like hey,
you're
when
like,
you see
I'll
this,
say
don't
thing.
don't
see
do that.
this, don't do it.
Don't do it. But yeah, no. You guys are gonna have a lot of fun. If anything,
Yeah.
I would love to sit down and like watch you guys do it.
Yeah, that would actually be a lot of fun.
And
Yeah.
just not talk or like
Get your microphone, just jam out. Yeah.
The thing with the Curse of Strahd, I'm fine with us recording them, but I don't want to record all of them. Like I want that to just be like a more intimate game.
Yeah.
You know, I'm fine with my main one being it. But if you want to record them, you're fine. But
I wasn't even saying recording. I just wanted to be there.
Yeah,
listen.
if you guys jump on and you see us playing, you guys are more than welcome to join. Just don't say anything. And if you haven't played through what we're doing, I will probably say immediately like, "Hey, this is spoilers. Get out," and then you'll leave. Hopefully.
Yeah.
Like if for some reason you guys see Eli and Ryan on right now, they're the furthest of anyone. They're the only one that have played. But
Indubitably.
What's it called?
Come on, Richard,
you guys see them on.
I want to win.
You want to win? I
I
would
wanna
have raced then.
I want to win.
This is
How do I
definitely
win
an
Strahd?
endurance.
I want to win Strahd.
You want to win
I want
Strahd?
to 1v1 Strahd.
I would like to
honestly.
seduce Strahd.
Oh, I don't think
Okay.
that will work.
Oh, it's okay.
Did you say you want
I'm
to
a
1v1 Strahd?
sexy man.
If
And
me
also, what's up?
I was gonna say, if me and Ryan die, can we do the brothers? Oh, you don't know the brothers.
Oh,
Ryan,
yeah,
The
is it-
brothers.
If
Yeah,
he
we
and
should
Eli
definitely do
die,
the
can we
brothers.
come across their corpses?
Yeah, actually, I'll put their corpses somewhere in the world. It will just phase
Dude,
in
that's gonna be so hilarious.
into
if
the
we
dark
pull that
part of
off,
the
Eli.
world.
Oh
Look
my
at these
God.
poor chumps.
It's like
I would love to do it.
all these people in the
Literally,
same
like,
universe
walk
trying to kill
step past
Strahd.
it and be like, "Yeah, we've made it farther."
No,
But-
the thing is Strahd wants people to come into his world. The thing is, this is like the big flaw of Strahd is he loves torturing people. He loves it. But the thing is everyone in his world is just tired of it. They're just so not bored, but they're just so gloom. There's no hope in them. So he purposefully brings people into his world to pull that hope away from them. He
You're breathing
loves
again, Hunter.
bringing
What
them.
is it?
You're breathing again.
The
My bad.
breathes.
Cease breathing.
But yeah, so that's why they're like you guys can come across a lot of people stuck there for that are adventurers. One of my little NPCs is actually an adventurer from Turvin.
Ooh, pop
Is
off.
You know,
Get
people
off here.
actually knew them.
Is it
Like,
Zoe's character?
not in game. No,
I'm
not
get
in
off here,
game.
boys.
All right,
Okay.
have a good
Alright,
one,
sounds
Hunter.
good.
Thanks,
See ya.
bud.
Thank you for the hosting tonight, Tristan.
Of course. But one of the NPCs that I've created, she doesn't have like all these ones I'll tell you about. I'm not going to tell you everything about them, but it does not give you any fucking
Yeah,
any
no, but-
spoilers about Strahd. But this character, she would have actually gone to she worked in the Arcane Syndicate and she actually would have gone to school with Tycho. She would have graduated like a few years prior to him.
Oh,
Yeah.
pop off.
Ryan, do you miss Tycho?
I do.
Do you miss his
Although
fragility?
Yeah.
What'd you ask, Richard?
If he missed his fragility.
How fragile he was.
That was kind of the major storyline right before he died.
Honestly, I don't miss how squishy he was. It's so much
Yeah.
fun being orange to be able to take punishment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the other thing, too, is that, like, with Aussie Crud, it was like, okay, combat, cool. I'll chill for a while. And now it's
Yeah.
just like Guru Ken's just going to tear up.
I'm still interested in playing like a gunslinger class. I think that'd be really cool and fun.
That would be neato.
That would be an interesting idea for, like, a one-shot. It's just like everyone's a gunslinger.
Yeah.
Everyone's gonna shoot each other.
The wild boys of the
Jesus,
West.
gun!
But I would love to just talk like this the whole time.
That was, Ryan, I was talking about that campaign I was running. That was where they were going to go next if I hadn't killed the campaign and done one-shots
Ooh.
instead. It was like a Wild West scenario.
No, that'd been fun.
Mm-hmm.
Howdy, partner.
Red Dead Redemption.
Imagine if everyone is like the same character, and every time it hits 12 o'clock, everyone's like, "It's high noon." They all say it at the exact same time.
Just look at each other. It's high noon, brother.
1, 2, 3, draw.
What was
Shoot
sheriff.
12 bullets into the sky. Bow, bow,
We got the
bow,
sheriff
bow,
in here.
bow, 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 bow. I knew. Dude, my sister can hear through these walls. And I wonder if she can hear me.
Milia.
Yeah, it's
Eli
crazy.
Ryan? If I don't end up running a session for Jesus and Vic soon, would you want to do a session of Curse of Strahd?
Actually, talking
Maybe.
about it, yeah. It
Sometime
makes
soon.
me
Yeah.
miss it. It makes me miss it.
I love that. Like, I never really thought I would enjoy a pre-made, but that has changed my mind. I love that pre-made. Go on, sorry.
If we don't end up playing this game next week, then maybe, if it's fine with you, maybe me and Hunter could do our session on a
Okay.
different day, not your birthday.
Yeah, I'd be fine.
And I like the idea of not recording the game.
Yeah.
Strahds.
Yeah, because Curse of Strahd, like I would love to record it. It's just I also want to play through it a few times before like I actually try and run it like 100% recorded, because it will be very different. Because the thing is Curse of Strahd, it's the only adventure. People say this a lot. It's the only adventure you can run multiple times and not get bored of it, and it's because of the tarot card reading,
Yeah.
the tarot card reading. Yeah, you could have everything at Strahd's house, and that would suck. That would suck. That would suck so much.
And so the
'Cause
leveling
you'd
up
have
you
to-
said
you basically, it's tied to certain events.
Mm.
There are some quests that will level you up, and some you get a level up from each of the items you find.
Mhm.
And then I think you get a level up from finding your companion, or from finding your ally.
So if it goes to like level 12, in theory, if everything was in Strahd's castle,
The
Would you-
earliest I think you would get there at level 8.
yeah.
Yeah, I changed my leveling rules for this game. You can't homebrew this level game the way that the leveling works in this, because otherwise it's not going to work.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I realized before the first session. I was like, yeah, we're not even going to do XP for this.
And it is
'Cause the-
made for a full party.
Yeah, it is made for a full party. I've had to do a lot of balancing for the first adventure for it to be remotely doable, but it was still challenging for Eli and Ryan. But to be fair, they didn't have a tank.
Mhm.
True.
But they did have sustain with what's it called?
Yeah, we had
With
DPS output
yeah, you had DPS output and a lot of sustain.
or DPR as it should be.
I just wish I had more spell slots.
Yeah, I mean, you started at level 1, and then now you're level 3. You should have a lot more than you went in with.
Let me look and see what Tyrix is popping off with. Tyrix, load, idiot.
Richard, what were you playing? It was a wizard and a what for your team?
He's gonna be a wizard, and I think I'm gonna be a rogue.
All right. If you can, at some point, figure out the race and sex of your companion, of your follower,
Dude,
My
Tyrix is
follower.
popping off now, dude. He's set.
and it's only one for the two of you. It's not like you
Tyrix.
guys each get a follower.
No, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Who?
He
Tyrix.
keeps calling him Tyrix. We called him Turks in the game. I thought.
And you're
Yeah.
gonna pick all the.
He's
You're gonna
Turks,
pick like the
Turks.
spells and stuff, Tristan.
Yeah, I'll be leveling him up. I mean, you guys can have some input. I'm fairly certain that I'm
get the
going to
general
try
sense.
and I'm
He
not going
wants
to make
healing.
him just a stupid fucking character that doesn't pick up a bunch of healing.
Yeah.
That'd be dumb. Because the whole point of picking up a clerik is like, we need a healer. I just
Yeah.
go, you don't get any healing spells, you fucking bitches. And I was talking before I go. Whenever I was talking to Jesus and Vic about their playthrough, they were like, I was telling them about the follower system, and they were like, or Vic goes, at first I was going to say it would suck if we pissed off the only spellcaster we had to the point where he didn't want to be with us. And then he goes, but the only thing that would be worse is pissing off the tank like that. And I go, yeah, you're right. Oh, and last thing, using my point buy system, pretty much you guys can do whatever you want for the point buy system. The only thing is there's a lot of like damage that you can take. I would not recommend making a super squish, like a intentionally squishy character.
For sure.
A glass cannon build will not work in this game.
Yeah.
I need to find a way to get my armor class up. Do
Yeah.
bards,
I might even do like a fighter or
Yeah.
something. I haven't entirely decided.
do bards get magic armor?
I think so. I think they can learn mage armor.
Mage armor, yeah, that's what it was. See.
Maybe
Let me see.
because Aussie crud, but I don't remember.
What level is mage armor? It's got to be 1, right?
It's a level 1.
I'm looking here and I'm not seeing it.
Yeah, I don't think so because I don't
Sorcerer
remember.
wizard.
Oh my god, these fucking.
Warlocks can learn it, but via an invocation.
Yeah, not needed.
Yeah.
Dizeld is an absolute beast.
Yeah. I think y'all are ready to fight a beholder. Just kidding.
How bad would that be?
Beholder
dude.
would probably kill all of you. Like it may be within a round.
What's the challenge rating?
I think it's like challenge
pretty
rating
high.
14.
Yeah.
Oh.
Maybe even higher. Let me see. Regular old beholder.
Zone of truth.
Beholder.
And I also, I still don't even know if we have a good sense of like how
Challenge
strong
rating 13.
our team is. Because I feel like a lot of it too, like last game, was very situational.
Yeah, it was.
Both
It definitely
of us going
was.
down so quick and us like recovering so well.
Yeah.
It's like the spread out battlefield. I think helped us a lot too.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
'Cause there wasn't a lot of room for attack advantage.
all right, so this is why a beholder would kill you. So first off, we have the central eye that makes an anti-magic field, so it would turn off any magical items that he's looking at. At the start of each of its turns, it chooses which way it's facing, whether the cone is active, and it works against its own eye rays. So then after that, it can bite. Its bite does 4d6 with a +5 to hit.
Okay, only a +5 to hit. That's not too bad.
Yeah. Then we have
That's
its
some decent
eye
armor
rays.
classes.
This is where it's deadly. The eye rays shoot 3 of the following rays. Reroll duplicates at random. Choosing 1 of 3 targets it can, or 1 to 3 targets it can see within 120 feet of it. So I choose the target, then I roll.
Yeah.
We have Charm Ray. Wisdom saving throw 16, or be charmed for 1 hour, or until the beholder hurts you. Then we have Paralyzing Ray. Constitution 16 saving throw, or be paralyzed for 1 minute.
I can't make that.
Yeah.
I'd have to roll a
Repeat the
19 or
saving
a 20.
throw. You can repeat the saving throw at the end of each of your turns, and then you get up after that. Then you have Fear Ray. Wisdom 16 saving throw, or frightened for a minute. Same thing.
What's its
Repeat
HP?
at the end of its turn. 180 with an armor class of 18 and a hover speed of 20, so it could just fly straight up. Slowing Ray. DC 16 dexterity saving throw. On a fail, your movement is reduced by half for 1 minute. In addition, you can't take reactions and can take either an action or a bonus action on its turn, not both. The creature can repeat the saving throw on each of its turns. You have Enervation Ray. DC 16 Constitution, take 8d8 necrotic damage on a fail save.
Yeah, that locks everything down.
Yeah, then you have The only thing is it's random. That's your best bet against fighting it. But still, like, there's enough really bad rolls here that you would just die. Telekinetic is DC 16 Strength. It moves up to 30. Wait, what? Okay, it finds a creature within 30 feet of it, and it becomes restrained. Okay, the beholder picks up a creature pretty much and can move them in 30 feet in any direction until the end of beholder's next turn, and can also exert fine control of an object such as with this ray. Okay, so you can like open doors and shit with it. Then you have the sleep ray, wisdom 16, fall asleep for a minute. Petrification, that's just you're done. Dex 16. Disintegration, that's Dex 16, 10d8.
Jesus.
If it reduces you to 0 hit points, you become a pile of fine gray dust. If the target is large or smaller, non-magical objects or a creation of magical force. Oh, if it targets an object that's large or smaller, it is disintegrated without a saving throw. If it's a huge or larger object, it only disintegrates a short thing of it. And then the last thing is a death ray, which is DC 16 dex. Take 10d10 necrotic damage.
Yep.
If it reduces you to 0 hit points, you die.
Jesus.
I have 21 hit points, so.
And then you have its legendary actions, which just lets it do another random eye ray. And he can do the legendary action. He can do this. He can take up to 3 legendary actions and throughout a combat. And he can have to do it at the beginning of the turn. Go ahead.
I remember Ryan.
Right. Yeah. Remember we fought one in Juice's campaign.
Oh, never mind.
That was pretty wild.
I remember fighting someone who has legendary actions, though.
Oh, the dragon?
No. Dingbat. Dingbat, who had his wife.
Oh, yeah, the Briarhearts.
But anyway, guys, I'm going to go to bed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to bed, too.
Yeah,
Get to the gym tomorrow morning.
Oh, and last thing, beholders also have lair actions. Bunch of silly shit that happens once per turn that you can't stop until the beholder's dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, it just makes them even more deadly.
Yeah. It's just made for level 14 players, and we're level 4.
Yeah, it'd kill y'all.
Is there any way I can raise my armor class?
Finding +1 armor, +2 armor, +3 armor. Honestly, yeah. I mean, you can find certain items. There's a magical cloak of protection that increases your armor class by 1, and then there is a what's called bracers of defense. It increases your armor class by 1.
I don't know how likely we're going to find something like that.
Ability score improvement is probably your best bet.
Ability score improvement increases it as well if you put them both into dex.
Yeah. What is Bard? Is it dex? Yeah, right?
dex. Yeah. Unarmored defense, like your AC more or less is always tied to your dex, unless you're wearing heavy armor.
Yeah, there's also, I mean, like a bard, you're not going to have a high armor class anyway because it's just not a part of it.
Yeah.
I'm also interested. I mean, the proficiencies of it too. You may not even be proficient in heavy armor.
Well, I
Yeah.
don't want heavy,
I'm not
but
sure off the
like
top of my
medium
head.
armor would be fine.
Medium armor works out like that. It picking your armor entirely depends on how, like, what armor is best for you. Depends on how wealthy your character is and what's it called, and your dexterity. Like sometimes medium armor is best if your dexterity isn't too crazy, but for the most part, light armor is good if you have really high dex. And if you're a strength based character, you want heavy.
Oh, now that Richard's here, and I think Richard's really knowledgeable about D&D. So when we played Curse of Strahd, there was at some point where I wanted to use sleep, and Brian's character cannot be put to sleep. We rolled that all the hit points that I rolled to put someone to sleep would just go straight into the enemy, since Ryan is immune to sleep.
What is the feature that makes him immune to sleep?
It's a elf. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I see.
Yeah. It's Fey ancestry.
Yeah.
He cannot be put to sleep magically.
Do you think he would have
affected the?
Because I think I got like 29 hit points of sleep.
Mm-hmm.
If it would have been affected to him first, if I would have had to gone through all of his hit points just for him.
I think that yes, he would be factored into that 5d8, but it would not affect him because it's this.
So you would have to eat through his hit points first, and even though he's immune to it,
the total. Okay. The creatures within 20 feet of a point you choose are affected in ascending order of their current hit points, ignoring unconscious creatures. He's not unconscious. Starting with the creature that has the lowest hit points. Each creature affected by the spell falls unconscious. Sleeper takes damage. Yeah. I think that it would still factor him into it.
Okay.
Yeah.
The points must be equal to...
We ended up ruling...
Or wait.
Oh, waiting.
Here we go. Undead creatures and creatures immune to being charmed aren't affected by the spell. I take it all back.
Well, see, I think the reason
Fey ancestry. Oh no, you have advantage against saving throws against being charmed, and magic can't put you to sleep.
Yeah,
that's interesting. Elves don't
sleep. The reason we were confused was actually elves can go to sleep. It's a lore thing, but it doesn't talk about it in there.
Yeah,
there's a reason why.
I think that yes, you would calculate him through it because he just has immunity to it. The spell is still affecting a ranged area spell. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Technically speaking, if you were to do like a what's it called? Like a no. Like a I'm doing a separate analogy. If you were to do like a like an area of effect, so like you change the ground to be spikes or something like that. Technically, like a flying creature would look at, you know what I mean? They would still be. It's not an exact comparison. You know what I mean? But they would still be flying away from it. But like hypothetically, they would be factored into the spell. The spell is still applicable. They're just resisting the application, as opposed to the spell skipping them entirely.
Yeah, that's one of the things that confuses me sometimes. Like
if you were it is enchantment, so not.
That's why I haven't done any homebrew spells because I know I'll break the game somehow.
Yeah.
Well, then I'm sorry that we ended up doing what we did, Tristan. And then from now on,
you're fine. You're fine, dude. We were talking about it for a while, and I said, you know what? No, this time, since we can't find an answer for it, I'm just gonna rule it that we're good this way. And either way, nothing happened. You didn't put the guy to sleep.
Yeah, because it's affected, and then
keep saying this.
Yeah, but I mean that's the thing too, though, is that like these are you make the best calls you can while you're playing. You know.
Yeah, I wish there was. It's such a specific question.
The rules afterwards, yeah.
Yeah, it's also just like which things have super, and it's also subjective because it really does come down to like the word affected versus the word can't.
Oh wait, so it goes straight to the person that has lowest current hit points?
Yeah, so you affect a certain area, but then within that area, it's not based on location; it's based on hit points.
Yeah.
Is it okay? So it's current hit points. Gotcha.
Yeah.
I thought it was max.
Think of it as like you're literally sending out spores in a certain area, but all of those spores are directly connected to you, and then you know what I mean? And then it affects them based on their hit points.
Yeah.
Enchantment.
All right. I'm going to bed, guys. Good night.
Good night, sleepyhead.
creatures immune to charm aren't affected by the spell. It says aren't affected.
But he's not immune to being charmed. He has advantage on saving throws against being charmed. This
Oh,
isn't
you're
a
not
saving
immune,
throw.
Ryan?
What? No.
It's again, it's
Sleep.
one of those subjective things where it's like a very fine line.
Wait, so Ryan just said that magic can't put him to sleep.
That's what the words. That's what it says. The official.
The
text.
full effect is you have advantage on saving throws against being charmed, comma,
Okay.
and magic can't put you to sleep.
Yeah.
Uh,
I mean, you can put me to sleep with one cold fit, like one hard fist to the face. I mean, you did that way.
If
no,
I were
that's
to
not what I
use
want.
if I were to use the spell charm, he would
You
have
have advantage.
advantage against it. Yeah.
But he can't be put to sleep, so my sleep skill would mean. So that means he's
He
immune to being
is-
sleep.
Yes, if it said he can't be affected by sleep, that is where the line is. So he has immunity to being put to sleep. However, when you're calculating it, I think when you're calculating it, it says the total is how many hit points a creature's this spell can affect. So the spell can affect him, he's just immune to it. You know what I mean?
Well, I'm looking here, and I know you just read it, but I'm looking here and it says undead and creatures immune to being charmed. Oh, he's immune.
He's
to
not
being
immune
charmed.
to being charmed. He's immune to being asleep. He's not immune to
Mm.
being charmed. That's what I had said when I had I circled back on myself for a second, and I said that it
Yeah.
was okay. But then I reread it and I really thought about it, and I don't think it is. It really is just like the exact words aren't the same in the exact situation.
Yeah.
I mean, I also could, I could go and research it and see what other people have said about it, and then they might convince me the other direction. But
That's what I tried to do, but I couldn't find like a discussion board about it.
yeah. But just in terms of like how other things in D&D sort of interact with each other, that's my observation analysis based on just having the two rules in front of me.
Oh, I found a thread. How much does someone absorb from the sleep spell if they can't be put to sleep? Question has answers here.
And a lot of it too is DM discretion when you get into that kind of nitty-gritty thing.
Let's see. I mean, if you want to leave, you can, but I did.
Oh,
just
no,
want
I'm
people
engaged.
talking about it. Okay.
No, I'm good.
Spell states, yeah. So what happens if an elf or warlock with an aspect of the moon are both immune to magical sleep, but not directly to the spell itself in the target area? It would A, treat them like they don't exist. B, okay, so let's get to the answers. Let's see. So this was the highest vote. Says the mechanics of sleep immunity means that you are unaffected by the sleep spell. This means A is correct. A being the option that
They
stated.
would just skip it.
Yeah, treated like they don't exist. You do not factor them into the equation and ignored them entirely. This answer supports mine, hold on.
I think here's actually how I might explain my thought on it. Is I think that if I was playing like with you guys with like this like sort of like a little bit higher intensity system where like the rules are very like a little bit more intense and don't favor the player, I would probably rule it, and even in a more neutral situation too, I would probably rule it as it would factor it in, or it would not. You know what I mean? The bad way.
Yeah.
But if I was playing with like the people that I was telling Ryan about, whereas like a lot of new players, I wouldn't. I would just say it doesn't affect him at all. It just ignores him.
I see. So it's kind of reading the room.
It is reading the room
what
a
a
lot.
player can handle and understand.
Yeah.
How like serious the wording is meant to be.
Yeah. But I think, and for me, again, like it just stands out for the word affected versus the word can't.
Yeah. It even says here in his answer, to me it sounds like the DM would need to make an executive decision at which they would, or however they wish to play.
Yeah.
So
because it's the creatures you choose within range in an ascending order. I view that as pretty concrete, especially since it's like the first line,
Yeah.
But like I said, yeah, like with newer players and like people that maybe wouldn't be able to handle it and stuff like that, like it is an easy thing to just be like, yeah, it's not that big a deal.
There. That's pretty fair right there.
Underwear.
Yeah.
Fairness.
Already has answers here. Are undead excluded from the HP count? This also has 4 answers.
2 for the vine.
An undead PC would be an interesting concept.
What was that?
An undead player character would be an interesting idea.
What would be a cool undead race that you could play?
I don't know much about undeads. Let's see.
I've never even experienced it.
5e. I mean, undeads are typically like zombies and stuff, so it's like tricky.
Yeah.
You could even make the case of like even like you get really weird into like, oh, vampire. How about that?
Was there I don't know if you've ever played Divinity 2, but there's a skeleton character. I would love to play a skeleton.
Skeleton.
I think vampire might be my answer. That would be an interesting race.
Yeah, I mean that wouldn't be bad. I think vampires are cool. They're a little overplayed.
Is werewolf? No, werewolf's not an undead. It's because it's a lycanthrope. I mean,
Could
ghoul.
you be a skeleton? What would even need to happen?
How about a mummy?
How do you think that would even work in the party comp?
Yeah, I mean, it'd be tricky because it's like, I mean, a lot of it would have to be like based on your backstory. It's like who you were before you died or something like that. Because it's like, I mean, like obviously, like for the most part, when you play a skeleton, like as a DM, it's just like a interesting version of something that's trying to kill you, and it's not really something that you can have a conversation with.
I see.
Like you could be fighting a bunch of drows, and you could be like, "Hey, drows, let's stop and chat for a second." And they'd be like, "Yes, what do you want?" Whereas like you're like, "Hey, skeleton, stop."
I don't even know if a skeleton could talk. I mean, if it was
That's
talk,
what I
it'd have to
mean.
be magical talk.
Yeah. So I mean, like a lot of it's like backstory. So it's like, okay, well, like Peanut Butter
I could have a
dies.
familiar.
Peanut Butter dies, and a more experienced cow brings him back to life with his intelligence or something along those lines. But it's been 10 years, so he's a skeleton. Something like that. I don't know. It would be an interesting idea.
If I was to do it, it'd probably be a familiar, because I think that would make the most sense.
That would be interesting if you were like a necromancy wizard and you had a fine familiar that was just like a skeleton.
No, I am the skeleton, and I have a familiar that can talk for me.
Yeah, that could be something.
I'm really sold on the skeleton idea.
I'm over here like, vampire? No, skeleton.
Skeleton. I honestly, the second I thought about it, I wanted it. But I don't know how it would work.
Yeah. I am actually wrapped around the idea of a vampire as a player race.
Yeah. You know,
you could have like a familiar of like a bat or something like that.
It's a good problem to have, but I always find myself in positions where like I want to play a new character. By no means do I want to stop playing the characters I already have, but like I would love to just like explore what my new character idea would be.
Yeah.
But I don't really have like a faucet to use that idea. Or would it be facet? I think it's facet.
I think in the last year I have played
facet.
1, 2. Oh, if we count the coalition game too. 1,
That's
2,
fair, yeah.
3, 4.
Oh, and that
5.
That one-off series.
Yeah.
With me and Jesus.
Yeah. Oh, that would be 6. Yep, that'd be fighter. 7, 8. Oh, yep, 8 because of the halfling I played. 9, 10, 11. I've played all the classes. Look at me.
Wow.
Damn, son.
With the exception of artificer and whatever. Wow. Huh.
Dude,
look at
that's
that.
crazy. You really get
play
the
a
experience a lot.
Yeah, because I'm about to play a wizard in Ryan's. I played a warlock in the first game I ever played with Tristan, as we were both players. Sorcerers, Dreams of Aethanoin. Rogue, I played in the Coalition game. Ranger, I played in a one-shot with Tristan. I was a circus performer, halfling that shot a bow and arrow with his feet.
That's actually cool. That's
Paladin in the Coalition game. Yeah, Paladin in the Coalition game. I was the king. I was a Leonin, or a lion folk. Monk Guru Ken.
Cool.
Fighter was the one-eye
Lion
that we
folk.
played. Yeah. Fighter was that one-eye that we played in that game with Jesus. Druid was that thing I was telling Ryan about earlier. Cleric. I played 2 of those in the Coalition game. Bard, Aussie Crud. Barbarian was that turtle I was talking about, and that's her. There we go. Look at that.
What? I
What a
didn't know
crazy
lion
year.
folk were a thing. These guys
Yeah,
are
I
cool
did for
looking.
that Coalition game that I did where I was the party. I did 2 Loxodons, which are like elephant people, as clerics. Life and a death cleric, or a war and a life cleric. And then I was a Yanti, which is like a snake person.
Yeah, I'm familiar with Yantis.
Yeah, rogue. And then the paladin was the Leonin.
Straight up, anytime I want an exotic race for a new character, I'm coming to you because you seem to just have all.
I have
of
a decent amount. Yeah, I have a decent amount. Let me see what I have purchased on on D&D Beyond. I have Aarakocra, Bugbear, Centaur, Changeling, Dragonborn, Dwarf, Elf, Genasi, Gnome, Goblin, Goliath, Half Elf, Half Orc, Halfling, Hobgoblin, Human, Kalashatar, Leonin, Lizard Folk, Loxodon, Minotaur, Orc of Erebron, Shifter, Seismic Hybrid, which Seismic Hybrid is an interesting idea.
Seismic Hybrid.
Tiefling, Turtle, Asimar, Warforged, Yanti. Seismic Hybrid is like they use magic to transfer the traits of animals into humans, elves, and Vedalken.
Are they like?
So they have animal enhancement. So they have at first level you gain one of the following options: Manta Glide. You have ray-like fins that you can use as wings to slow your fall. You can't fly with them, but you can like glide with them. Nimble Climber. You have a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Underwater adaptation. You can breathe water and air. And then at 5th level, your body evolves like appendages. So you can either do grappling appendages, a carapace, acid spit.
Does that image look like? Is that it?
Got so many chat windows up.
Or is it more like this?
Do not know. Let me look at the image on D&D Beyond.
You guys are putting me in the mood to make characters right now.
Dude,
Yeah,
we
right?
need to stop talking, dude. I'm getting so
The
excited.
second one. The second one. Yeah, the second one.
Oh, okay. So actually, this probably because you said they gain appendages. I imagine this is actually probably closer, right?
Yeah, I mean he's in a cloak. I'm trying to figure out copy image. Maybe if I can just copy and paste an image. Paste. Yeah, there we go. Upload. Whoa. Yeah, there you go. That's what's on D&D Beyond.
That right here? Okay. That's actually making a lot of sense. So that, yeah, it has the wings. Yeah. I don't even know how you use that, dude.
Vibe hard enough.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Changeling?
Oh my gosh.
Changeling's a lot of fun.
My bard is a changeling.
Yeah?
Yeah, Tristan okayed it.
Yeah. It's honestly not that big a deal. Like, it's not that, like, you don't get that much from it. I mean, obviously the proficiency with either deception, insight, intimidation, or persuasion, that's a big deal. But even then, it's just a proficiency. I mean, what's that? I mean, at level 1, that's +2.
Yeah.
And then the shape changer, I mean, that's all roleplay stuff. I mean, like, you know.
Yeah, pretty much how creative you are.
Yeah, it's a creativity outlet. It's not so much even like I don't know. I see like, I don't know, if it's like game breaking, then it's got to be like super powerful. But like you look at like some of these things that like you get all these features for. I think pretty much everything is balanced. I think if D&D Beyond okays it, it's generally very balanced.
Yeah.
What does it say? Oh, at first I did not like this answer. B is correct. Cast sleep, rolls d4, all creatures within 20 feet of the spell's target reveal their creatures. They're subject to the effect. Yes, subject to the effect, that's important. Screw with the yeah, that's fair.
Damn, I want to look at this lion folk.
I'm excited to play Hunter session this Saturday. Now I've got the voice down. Then we get some combat.
Lion folk are kind of small, actually. Only 120 pounds.
That's interesting, especially with their constitution being the racial trait they get, and strength.
Yeah, they're 5'2", 120 pounds.
I did the Crown Paladin, and it has a similar feature to the Daunting Roar. So you have like two different ways to use
Oh, wait a second. I might be wrong.
Frightened.
I might be wrong. It's got these weird... It's random height weight. Oh, I see. I wonder if I can copy this. I can't. So his base height is 5'2", and then you add 2d12 to get a random height modifier. And then his base weight is 120.
If I got an 8 and a 7, that would be plus 15, so a foot and a half. So yeah, so you're still getting like a over 6 foot creature.
Yeah, okay. And then the way calculated weight was base weight is 120, and then times that by 2d4.
For the Leonin?
Yeah.
I see it as, I have the D&D pulled up on it. It's weight in pounds equals 180 plus 2t6 times your size modifier.
It's just what this... I mean, this is just a lore page, so I don't even know. I'll see if I can paste. That kind of did it some justice. Not much, but yeah.
Yeah.
They're not aligned anymore, but you can see...
What?
Checkmate. I'll argue with that, Tristan.
One of the underrated things that's actually really nice about the Leonin is the 35 walking speed.
Oh yeah, I'm getting tired of 30-foot walking speed.
I tell you what, I do not recommend the 25-foot walking speed. Oh my god.
A medium animal.
Everyone was
right here. It says your base speed is 30. I don't think this page is right. I think whatever you're reading is correct.
Yeah. This is D&D Beyond. This is somewhat official.
Yeah.
Very official. Yeah. The Loxodon. I really like the Loxodon. I mean, there's not anything particularly special about it, but it makes a good cleric. The clerics I run, I had one of the clerics, warding bond the king, which was the Leonin. So any damage that the king took, the cleric took half of that, and then the Leonid, so it split the damage in half and gave it to half and half. Let me see, Loxodon. Anything good about a Loxodon? They're big. It's the same. It's very similar to a Goliath. The carrying capacity. You have advantage on saving throws against being charmed or frightened. That's fun. The natural armor. It's similar to the Tortle benefit, which is your AC is 12 plus something. Well, actually, the Tortle is just straight up 17, but or 16, 17. Its AC is 12 plus your Constitution. Oh, the trunk is fun. You can grasp things with your trunk, and you can use it as a snorkel. It has a reach of 5 feet and can lift a number of pounds. That's also my thing. Is that like I feel like I like even like the character I have that's prepped for if Guru Ken dies. It's a variation on a half elf, but I have a lot of weird races. I need to like clean up my act a little bit.
What, and pick like a more...
Yeah, I mean, like even like Dreams he's a halfling, but it's the draconic ancestry from the sorcerer that makes him weird.
I don't know why, but I have just an extreme desire to play exotic races.
Well, it's enticing too. Is like the big thing that I have is that there is no races that really increase your intelligence. I don't think there's, aside from Gnome. Gnome does it by 2, but everything else
is like by 1, right?
+1. Yeah, but it's hard when you're trying to build it's a wizard build has been the biggest challenge that can think of. Obviously, what I'm doing for your build is really good because of its race features.
What's really good?
I'm gonna tell him.
Wait, don't spoil.
Your character.
You don't have to spoil. Don't spoil.
I'm not gonna spoil anything crazy. Just the race. It's a goblin, so like with a specifically with a goblin wizard, because you can disengage and hide, which helps a lot with and even like the bonus to the dexterity helps with the armor class. Because that's the thing with wizards is that like I build a wizard and I'm like, I can't. It's just too weak. Like it's just too fragile. Because I also pay a little bit too much attention to the armor, the AC.
Dude, I don't know how you're gonna exist in this world as a goblin.
Well,
I don't know how I'm gonna exist in
goblins. Goblins are okay in the world.
Oh,
like
okay.
most races are generally at peace with each other for the most part. Like there's still some stigma because of the Great War that happened. But elves are primarily seen as kind of like the sketchy bunch, just because they used to be the world power and they still kind of are. But yeah.
So you think if you were to go into the elves' kingdom, you potentially would be able to use magic and not get prosecuted?
No, because magic is banned everywhere.
There's a world government.
Yeah.
Got you.
They all collectively agree they should ban magic.
Huh. But there might be an elf faction.
I mean, there could be, yeah. That's the thing. That's for you all to discover. Like, I want you guys to be able to undercover, like, secrets and pissed pants. I don't know. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Ryan should have just made the new Skyrim. Seems like he's got it figured out.
Yeah, dude. You're paying me, not those idiots.
Yeah. If you're hearing this, Todd Howard, I will strike you down with my bare hands.
I still need to do more writing. Maybe, hopefully the powers will go out tomorrow so I can actually do that. But what are you going to say?
I was just saying, I think the variant human still just might be the best thing. It's just feats. I'm obsessed with feats. I mean, that's the thing with Guru Ken. He's got 3 feats. Yep,
I would agree. Variant human is such a good like race to pick, even though it's kind of seen as boring. But like the options you have from doing it.
I think that especially like the lower level you are, like if you're like, okay, we're gonna do a campaign from level 1 to level 4, it's like, okay, I'm gonna be a variant human because feats.
Yeah,
but it's like if it's like, okay, we're gonna start at level 12, it's like, okay, maybe not. Then you have more room to do something fun.
Then you can specialize, yeah.
Because that's kind of what I was talking about a few weeks ago when we were talking about like what happens when we get higher up in races. Because like obviously, like I've never played anything higher than 6, maybe even lower. I've ran games higher than I've played as a player in.
Okay.
And I know that Tristan's never done anything above level like 5 for DMing. But I'm definitely interested in seeing like I've made a ton of characters between the levels of 1 and 4. Mm-hmm. I'm excited to like make some characters that are higher up in levels.
Yeah, just to have a taste of the high power life.
Yeah, and also just like you look at like all these features is like when you make a character, you're like, okay, well, what is he gonna get when he gets up high? And you're like, oh, that'd be so cool, and then you just never get there.
Well, what I was going to say, Mark, is I don't think Tristan would kill us if we were high level. I think right now he's throwing lower level stuff at us because he doesn't exactly know what to throw at us.
Yeah, and he doesn't want to kill us all.
I think he's a little nervous now.
Yeah, he was, especially after last game too. Like, I think he was really like Hunter should not have been like. There's like no reasonable reason why Hunter should have been allowed to cast darkness as a reaction, but he was just terrified, and it was a good call on his part. I think
it added to the
for sure.
It just kind of
like as a DM, it was a bad thing. Like as a DM watching, it was a bad thing, but like also like it was a good thing because he really didn't want to kill us all off.
My favorite is rule because cool.
Rule is cool. Yeah.
Rule is cool. Yeah. Oh, what were you gonna say, Ryan?
I forgot.
I apologize.
It's okay. It wasn't important.
And I like that a DM can do rule because cool. You know what I mean? Because like I feel like.
I agree. I want my party to feel like they're on some next level shit.
Yeah.
Or like their actions are mattering, and like I don't want to like script things so much to where the players feel like their actions don't matter. But I feel like my goal is to have the first session kind of scripted, at least to steer the story in the right way. So you guys just don't go wandering around the city and like do a bunch of other things. So that might be a little bit scripted, but after that, it's pretty much free reign. It's kind of like Skyrim. Like once you're out of Helgen, you can do anything you want, but you will be like kind of Actually, I don't know. I haven't really thought much about what happens after the event of the first session. I know that I will probably have it contain the Varan, the city, and you guys can explore more of it because it's a big city, and there'll be things for you to do and people to meet and stuff like that. So I think the goal is to have you guys explore more of the city after the event, and then you guys can go on your merry way to other places.
Back on the subject of you were talking about DMing things and stuff. One of the other sessions I did was the first half of the session was just like free in a city, and like even like I gave them a ton of money in the beginning and like let them buy all the stuff they wanted. And like just having, and like I prepared so much stuff. I had like job boards prepared of just like little simple tasks, stuff like that. That was a lot of fun to prepare. They didn't end up using any of them. And then at the very end, they got to where they were supposed to go because they were told, okay, you spend your time and then you go to this place. So then they got to this place, and then there was a guy that was like, okay, cool. We're in Port City. We're gonna steal that ship right there. And then,
oh my God.
And they're like, you get to plan it. And then everybody just lost their minds. It was very exciting, but it was just chaos. And then the next session, and then the next session was like stealing the ship. So it's like the more you can like give people to just like go off free. I think it might have been a little too chaotic the way that I did it because everyone was just talking over each other. But the more like freedom, the better, I think.
Okay.
And that's also tricky too because it's like then you have to have a ton of stuff prepared. It's like that kind of thing. But
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, because then if like in your case, they're gonna go on a fucking pirate adventure with that stolen ship.
Yeah.
So now you gotta start playing pirate adventure stuff.
Yeah, I think I mean more so like the stuff in the city. You know what I mean? It's like
yeah.
Having a lot of stuff prepared that you know you're not going to use. You know.
Yeah, I know there's gonna be several inns and like shops I want to have fleshed out because well, I mean it's a big city. Like there's gonna be different slices of life you can experience there. But like really the main event of the first session is gonna be the play at the Vivian Beaumont Theater, and that's kind of your guys' meeting place.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess your characters won't know it until it happens.
Yeah, and that's interesting too. It's like, okay, all these monsters gonna go to the theater.
Yeah, yeah, it's gonna be interesting. I hope you guys would like it. Like, I really want to tell the story of the four brothers and things that have happened in the past. Because in my world, the Galvanor brothers are like these four elven brothers, and they're the pinnacle of magic. And they've kind of gone into a hiatus, or they've been MIA, and no one knows why. And on your journey, it's gonna be about like learning all about these secret societies, what's happening in the world government, how does it relate to the Galvanor brothers, what happened 9 years ago, stuff like that. So
I think that it'll be hard for us to not like it. You know, I think regardless, we're gonna love it.
Good.
Which helps a lot.
I hope. We're gonna play on Foundry, which I think you guys will really like because Foundry lets me make the map so much more immersive than Roll20. You can make localized sounds, so depending on where a character steps, if they get closer to the sound source, it gets louder. You have actual like flickering fire effects. You can make playlists which can trigger whenever you activate a new map, and so it starts automatically. You can have like different weather effects: rain, snow, fog, clouds, birds, leaves. And it's really easy to import maps. Like I've discovered this guy on Patreon who makes a bunch of maps with like grids and stuff, and they're all like a different variety of styles. And I just went and downloaded them all, as many as I could. So now I have a plethora of maps to pick from now.
What is
general scenes?
Say what you were going to use instead of Roll20.
It's called Foundry TTV or VTT. Sorry, Virtual Tabletop.
VTT,
I pinned a message on how players can use the Foundry. Yeah, everything players need to know. It's a pretty good video. That guy does a really good job explaining everything. But I really like it. It works very well with D&D Beyond. You can easily integrate your character. And I went ahead and paid the $50 license fee, but you all get it for free. So
that's awesome.
You guys will just simply join. I will like have custom tokens for you all, and then the only thing I really need to do is make the maps that are specific to the first episode.
Yeah, I definitely hope we can play the.
I thought it was a fantastic system.
Yeah.
What I like is it already has a bunch of compendiums for like monsters that are in like the player's handbook and stuff like that. So there's already a library of monsters I can pick from, and I just need like if I want more, I could simply buy the monster manual or like the Dungeon Master's Guide and just import those straight into Foundry, and that way I'll have even more with their own tokens, and all their stats are there.
Yeah.
And what's cool about D&D Beyond integration is that if you're looking at the page on D&D Beyond, you can click on certain features, and it will activate those features in Foundry.
That's really nice, because that's one of
Yeah.
the things that, like, especially like D&D Beyond has recently done that, like, dice rolling thing in here, and it would just be really
Yes.
nice to just click on your character sheet and it just go.
Yeah, it does. It does it exactly. If you want to roll
Yeah.
a strength check, you can just click on D&D Beyond. It'll automatically throw that over to Foundry, and it'll actually roll like it does on Roll20. You'll see dice roll on the table, and you'll see the result on the screen. There's a lot of options for like doing public rolls, private rolls, GM rolls, stuff like that.
Yeah.
I like the initiative counter because you can hide people on initiative,
Mhm.
and you can hide units. So if you want to set like an ambush for your party, you can make units invisible until like obviously they quote unquote see them,
Mhm.
and you can start initiative. You can actually it's really easy to apply damage to targets. So like if you're a player and you're making an attack with like a sword, you go to your player sheet, you'll scroll the sword, a D20 will pop up. You'll hit the D20, it'll give you a description of the item you're using and everything it does, and then you can choose to attack or damage. You just roll an attack, or you hit attack and it rolls the attack, and then you click on the target you want to hit, and then you hit damage, and they'll automatically roll damage and apply damage to that target. It's if you play around with it for like 10 minutes, you'll probably get a hang of it.
Yeah. It looks, I mean, it also, like, just looking at the thing, it looks just like a better, it's
It
prettier.
looks
just
way
prettier.
cleaner than Roll20. Yeah.
And, like, for Roll20 being, like, I think the biggest site, you know what I mean, or the most used at least,
Mhm.
Roll20 is, like,
Yeah.
really just, like, simple, boring.
Yeah, I don't know if like the thing that bugs me the most is probably like how plain it looks.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Because I'm not even sure there's a dark mode for it. I feel like there was a dark mode that'd be more bearable. But I like Foundry's vibe.
Yeah. And even just, like, well, so, like, with Roll20, there's a lot that we're not even touching with like, the, our own character sheets. Because, like, we can,
Oh,
like,
that's right.
click on your character, you could actually have just everything in there under
Yeah.
attributes and abilities and just have it all ready to go. But
Yeah,
it's
that's
like
right.
Foundry did better because they're not even using their own software, they're just using D&D Beyond.
Yeah, you just straight up use whatever you want from your character sheet. Because then you do have to download the Chrome extension to use it, but it's really
Yeah.
easy. You're gonna have two windows open. One's gonna be for Foundry, one's gonna be for D&D Beyond. And then maybe it's exactly like the process of Roll20. You'll once it's open, like the extension will detect that, and then you'll just simply every time you get to your D&D Beyond character, you just sync it,
Mhm.
and then it's there.
It might even tempt Tristan. He might be like, man, I like this so much better.
Yeah, I mean I really like it.
Yeah.
Hey guys,
I
I'm
also-
about to fall asleep. I'm gonna head off. All right.
Yeah.
All right, sounds good.
All right, Buster.
Peace out, boys. I'll talk to y'all at some point in the future.
Peace out, Stinky.
Yeah. Saturday.
All right, you want to call it, Richard?
I think we'll call it. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's
it's
like
pretty late.
1:30. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, if you
All right.
if you have any questions about the campaign, just shoot it to me.
Yeah. Yeah. Once we get closer, we'll talk about it.
Okay.
Stuff like
Yeah,
that.
I'll try and have everything done.
Yeah. Cool.
All right, Busteroni. I will talk to you Saturday.
Peace out.
Peace out, my man.
Shit, man, that's an at one.